Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dax's Downtime. And with me today is Prospero.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hello.
So how are we all doing tonight?
Just fine.
I am too, because I fell asleep at 6 o'clock this evening and woke up at 10 and thought, I'm doomed.
You're not going to sleep tonight.
Yeah, you're right.
Mistakes were made.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Sleep is weakness entering the body.
Wait till you're my age, Jack. You'll change your mind. Sleep is like blessed relief from the body.
No, that's a trick designed by the Sleep Institute of Technology to get you to buy mattresses.
It might work because my girlfriend complained about sleeping for forever, and we were just gonna go get a nice little queen mattress to replace the piece of shit, holy springy mess of doom, and we end up walking out with a $3,000 mattress instead.
Yeah, see, that's where they get you. Oh, the comfortable stuff's $4,000. No, sleep on a board on the floor like a grown-up.
I did for so long. She comes around, have to change my entire thing.
Yep, girls ruin sleep. That's what I learned. But
okay.
between wanting so-called comfortable things to sleep on and their saucy vaginas, we get nothing done.
He's not wrong.
You know, buying a cheap mattress, though, is kind of like buying cheap furniture. You'll replace it sooner than not.
That's why if you get a nice plank to sleep on, it'll last you a lifetime.
And you'll never get bored.
Yeah. Plank is very loyal.
At least I caught it. Jack was too busy bitching about women.
No, I was just going to let that go.
Oh, well.
Hey, it's my show. You got to fluff my nuts, all right?
Did I wander into the wrong room?
Only if you're in Vegas. But no, I actually enjoy the bet. I'm glad she talked me into it, and we're still paying it off, but I think we only got maybe a year worth left to go. Year or two. And we don't pay that much per month. It's only like 70, something like that.
No, man, that might as well be a car payment. You can sleep in that too.
Yeah, but I like. No, dude, it's super adjustable. It's memory foam, and it's delicious.
Yeah, you're gonna get spoiled by that. So the next one's got to be another $3,000, and next thing you know, you're just paying that little mortgage payment every month. You could rent yourself a lovely garage to live in.
I actually can sleep in this chair, so I'm not really that picky. I'll sleep on the floor.
See,
she's gonna be the one who's all messed up.
Yeah, but you got to hear about it then, because she's like, oh, but you love me. Oh, my God. Give me stuff. Give me shiny things.
I give her food. She can shut up after that.
Quaaludes. Polly, what are you on about?
Yeah, you can give her Quaaludes, too. And then you can go back to sleeping on your plank.
Oh.
Puff it up like a Spartan.
Love it.
One thing's for sure, Dax, nobody's going to say about your chat that it's the greatest chat like Monkey does, because we already have a husband timing his wife out, and we've got Polly yelling about Quaaludes.
Of course he is.
This is good.
Oh, fuck it. Polly, you want to come on? You haven't heard back from your congressman? I was looking forward to your story, too. God damn it. He he was writing his congressman about an issue that I'm interested in. If you want, go on the Twitters and go to James. I think it's Jamesy or James Brown, one of those two. I think if you go for too much James Brown, you're going to get some funk in your life. But yeah, he's having a nice little chat with him, and I really want to see how it turns out.
Polly's in jail.
I wouldn't even waste my time with my congressman.
I got
redistricted out of the one that would have listened to me to one that would be like, shut up.
Hey, my former governor just booted somebody out of first class and made him take another plane.
My current governor,
Jay Brown, 1981.
My current governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general are involved in a inverse Oreo blackface what the hell sandwich. So it's like,
At least that sounds sexy.
No, it doesn't.
Like an Oreo and milk. It's delicious.
Yeah. Oreos are awesome. What are you talking about?
You know, it's like blackface, Me Too blackface.
I just assume that the blackface is done for sexual purposes.
I hope so. Like when you shut off the lights, the only way she can find your face instead of the other parts of you is the whites of your eyes.
No, you can do like the Cheshire Cat with an Al Jolson twist.
Oh God.
So she's looking down while you're doing stuff down there, and then you look up and smile, and she just sees the white smile.
That's so good.
Have you seen Ralph Northam though? I mean, really, it's like
the lights off, you won't.
Yeah,
you'll just see his creepy Al Jolson smile, and he'll be like, "Mammy," and you'll see his white gloves doing jazz hands.
Oh God, they're just neon gloves.
I just wonder whether his wife has one of those Gucci outfits that has the little pull-up half sock puppet. Did you see that stuff?
No, but that sounds awesome. What are we talking about?
You need to look up Gucci.
Gucci.
Gucci controversy, because they had a sweater dress thing or
that thing
that you could pull up over half. So it's like half Antifa, half sock monkey puppet.
Mm-hmm.
And just as ridiculous on either count.
And they've removed the line because it was racially insensitive, and I was like, no.
The picture of the chick with the glasses just reminds me of that weird Muppet in the band.
Uh-huh.
Whatever her name was.
Yep.
God.
I know who you mean, but
what is wrong with people?
The Joni Mitchell one.
Like, fuck you, Howard.
Uh-huh.
Love that girl.
Paint a starry night again, man.
As long as the topic won't be blackface laws. Well, I can't promise you that, Polly. But you're more than welcome on. You have the link, sir. Jack, tell us about the reptilians. What are they up to today?
I assume they're trying to recruit Bigfoot yet again. Thankfully, Sasquatch is a patriot to both Canada and America, depending on which section of the country he lives in, because obviously Saskatchewan is named for him.
And how do you feel about that, Prospero? Your people being subverted?
They are not my people.
Lies. We've seen the picture.
No, you don't know how to spell.
Hey, you just replaced the A with the O, okay? You were trying to hide in plain sight this whole time. We caught you.
No, you didn't.
Okay,
you didn't. You didn't. Just because you're Shakespearean illiterates does not mean that I am a lizard queen.
Listen here, Lady Titania.
No, that would be Ariel if we were sticking with the same play.
I don't know if I want to stick with the same play. I like Midsummer Night Dreams better.
Yeah, but The Tempest though gives you a Brave New World that has such things in it.
Yeah, well,
which is why that my name is what it is.
I really liked the Forbidden Planet version. That counts, right?
Sure it does.
So good.
That had Leslie Nielsen in it.
Leslie Nielsen's awesome.
He was indeed.
I don't want to say was. I'm just going to say is until his mummified corpse reanimates and does a dance.
Well, I suppose if we wait long enough, Ginsburg will get around to reanimating him.
She has the technology, and Walt Disney has the technology. They better bring him back. I'm just saying.
Oh, absolutely. I'm pretty sure Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a vampire anyway, so.
Poor thing. I mean, it really is kind of pathetic.
They need to let her enjoy the few remaining days she has left.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she's already dead.
She apparently is, I guess, enough of an ideologue that she wouldn't step down to do so. Her husband's dead. I don't know what their family situation was like, so I've never hated her like I've really despised some other liberal justices.
I know, isn't that weird? She never did anything that made me go, man, get that cunt out of here.
She did one. Her Hobby Lobby dissent was...
Okay, the Hobby Lobby thing.
Absolutely. I read it and I was like, oh my God, have you lost your mind?
Because I was actually going to say, I thought she was going senile.
I could read her dissents and I could see her ideological application of point of view in her dissent. I disagreed with it, but she at least wrote well. And then I read the Hobby Lobby thing and I was like, what the hell are you doing? But then I have to hedge that with the Obergefell decision that Kennedy wrote. And I read that and I was like, what the hell are you writing? Even though I agreed with the decision, I was like, why did you choose to frame it this way, you putz? we could have put it all to bed if we had just done it as contract law.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
pretty sure she's got an intern rating about half of those dissents for her.
Well, yeah, I know, but I tended to read important Supreme Court decisions because I'm that kind of a weird nerd.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I am, but you recognize certain voice, even in legal narrative. Like, you could not mistake Antonin Scalia's dissent on a
Into
case
madness.
for somebody else's dissent. And one of the finest writers on the Supreme Court is the guy that gets overlooked the most, is Clarence Thomas. He writes brilliantly. But people, black man, bad, wrong team. They decided that at his confirmation hearing. At least Kavanaugh's got a friend on the court in that regard. Welcome to the reanimated version of the hell I went through, buddy. How are you?
I wonder if they ever did get around to doing like cryogenetic stuff, if she wouldn't be the template.
Oh, God. Well, that's a horrible template to choose.
I don't know how well vampirism translates to cryogenics.
How do you keep the tissue alive?
Oh, well, I assume the magics that resurrected her into her lich-like state are
A lich is
really
not a
more
vampire.
effective
You
than
should know
that.
better. Come on.
Well, she could be a vampiric lich. You have no reference in magic to dispute that. So when you come up with some evidence to the contrary, we'll have that conversation. But until then, lich vampire. She's a lich-pyre.
Either way, I don't want her touching me. She'll take my levels away.
I just invented that. So trademark, patent pending, etc.
I kind of want to make a lich vampire in D&D now.
Right?
How do you?
Look at your stats on that. Oh my God, you'd be...
Because now you're a vampire without your soul in your body because you have it in some sort of Horcrux somewhere.
No, see, what it would be the heart would be the phylactery, and you could encase it in something magically defended. So you could hide the heart away, and then you'd have nothing in the chest cavity to directly hurt you. So
how's that work
everybody's
for you,
going to come
Bronco?
at... Well, everybody's coming at you to kill you, thinking you're just a vampire, but you're so powerful... Your heart's hidden away in some secret wall compartment somewhere where nobody would look, in the pantry or something.
Well, what's funny is while everybody was looking at Hillary as being the homunculus in the game, it turned out to be RBG.
It all makes sense now. It was just a fadeaway game, so she could slip out quietly, get re-beautified and young again, so she can come back onto the Supreme Court in 50
Yeah,
years.
they just had to take her down to her Lazarus pit and resurrect her, rejuvenate the corpse a little, some moisturizer more than anything.
I just want to go through the attic at Chappaqua because I have a feeling that there's a portrait in the attic that I don't want to look at because it's...
I don't know. I read Portrait of Dorian Gray. That's going to be disturbing to look at.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Can you imagine the super, super duper old Hillary?
Hey, what are in these trunks? Oh, don't open those. Those are full of baby corpses that she's been sucking the stem cells out of.
So we're hanging out in governors' mansions in Virginia.
Oh, God.
Well, you never know. I mean, they spread the evil around. Don't you watch the conspiracy shows? Oh, that's right. YouTube took them all down.
Dun, dun, dun. Which in
It
and of
all
itself
ties
is
together.
They know what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yeah, because that was what was making people crazy, not being gaslighted by the mainstream media.
No, that's the fluoride in the water.
Yeah, it's...
Dusting off a classic, bringing that one back.
I always loved that when I was a kid and everyone started worrying about fluoride in the water. I'm like, well, if it was really that dangerous, there would have been side effects a long time ago because it wasn't just when I was a kid that fluoride was introduced.
Yeah, it was back in the 50s.
Yeah, it's been around my entire life. Oh God, that might explain some things.
Uh-oh. Ryan, they get foreskin facials.
Yeah.
Yes, clearly. I mean, they got to get rid of all those crevasses on their face somehow.
Hey, every crevasse on my face I earned, and I'm proud of it. And I'm not shoving it full of foreskins.
Right?
It's just not happening. It's like mine is a face that has mocked the world for a good period of time. It ought to look ugly.
Grow old gracefully. Don't be weird about it.
Well,
It's not that hard.
I'm doing it bitterly, cynically, but with as much grace as I can muster.
Yeah, cynicism's fine, but I got a couple of relatives that had a bunch of facelifts and shit. It just looks awful.
I had a great aunt that had a facelift, and my mother was like, "Dear God, she always looks surprised."
Surprise indeed.
Yeah, it's like that because the eyes get Nancy Pelosi eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what to do with this because I can no longer move the upper portion of my face. God, watching her during the State of the Union was hilarious. And the spoon of peanut butter, the adjusting the dentures. Who shoved a pickle in your mouth?
It was the pickleman.
Yeah.
Does she hello all? Does she does she actually have dentures, or she's got like tardive dyskinesia and can't stop?
Yeah, it may be the dyskinesia because it is something that she does all the time.
Like
I think it
seems really unconscious, honestly. But then again, playing with your dentures is unconscious. I don't know, but there's no question she's doing it. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned it to people, and they're like, "I haven't noticed that." What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't notice? Every time she's sitting still, she starts, unconsciously twitching with her jaw and mouth. I mean,
she's just unhinging it so she can get the better bites on the babies.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a possibility that she's got a vibrator in and it's doing its job, if you know what I'm saying.
You can't tell by the rest of her face between the Botox and the eye lifts.
Yeah, somebody suggested something to me the other day that I hadn't thought of when it comes to Nancy Pelosi. That it's like there's no question she's got extremely pursed lips and sits there with very pursed lips. And it's like, I think she's doing that to force herself to stop from unconsciously moving her jaw around.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's possible. She may also be suckling on the souls of the dead. And we can't see it.
It's a less generous interpretation, but yeah, it's possible. I guess.
It's actually more than possible. It tilts toward probable.
Ryan Walter says she's secretly a lizard person. Have you guys seen the lizard expose videos on YouTube?
Oh yeah, they're great.
Oh, they're so fun.
Right?
Oh my God.
I'm so pissed they're getting rid of the conspiracy shows. That's what I watch all the time.
Like, it's just any little affectation, any quirk that somebody has physically in their face, the people interpret as, see, that's their lizard nature coming through.
It wants to crawl out of the shell.
Yeah, I wanted so bad to do a conspiracy channel too, because it's so easy. Like, oh, you see the way she shifted her jaw? She's chewing a mouse right there.
I'm trying to remember the name of the channel. It's like Mr. Reagan, I think.
Reagan, yeah.
It did a State of the Union. And his take was that she had that spoonful of peanut butter before this was a bad idea. Yeah, bad idea. Very bad idea. And I thought, well, that is for that constant scraping of the tongue back and forth across the teeth, and just the it was not anywhere near as funny as what John Ward does, but it had its moments.
Did you see Ward's video from today?
No, I haven't yet.
It's what's the guy's name from Empire?
Jussie Smollett.
Yes,
it's such a dumb name.
It's reconstructing his story as he told it.
Oh, I did see that. That was yesterday. And
was it yesterday? Okay.
And the picture of the two suspects was the cutout from Northam's.
Yeah, exactly.
I swear to God, I'm going to abuse my power. I said, hang on a second.
Oh, excuse me.
Thank you, James Colley, for the 5. He says, holy shit, I didn't realize Prospero spoke geek. Good morning to all. You do speak geek. She's spoken geek many, many times with us. We spend most of our times after the streams talking.
I didn't. What geek did I speak?
You're very geek when it comes to political stuff. You know so many sub-laws that I wouldn't even begin to fathom.
Oh, Okay, that kind of geek.
You're still geeking. I mean, this is the Tower of Geekdom. Geekdoms of any kind, welcome.
Oh, okay, good. No, I am. Then I am super geek.
Yes, you are.
I'd like to address something Evil One said in chat.
By all means.
So Pelosi's a reptilian spy, so was Trump, but he is out to overthrow them since he fell in love with his wives. How else would you explain the hair? Now, I completely agree with that. I find your theories interesting and would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
I want
typed out on old napkins on an old style mechanical typewriter. Yeah.
Can anybody do that? Somebody want to fake that for us? I would love that to be our weekly newsletter. We should actually start one considering how many of us stream together.
Now, hold on, think about this for a second. If Pelosi is a lizard person, which is, pretty much the case, and Donald Trump is so by instinct opposed to her and doesn't get along with her, he must be part of the mongoose people or some such.
I think he's one of the emu.
Well, with that belt.
No. See, he's one of the emuans from the world of emu, where we got the emus, which are actually a riding breed of emus that were used in battle. And I think that he is, in fact, a hunter of the reptilians, and he is here to protect us from the reptilian menace. See, the reptilians have enemies. There are several different types of aliens out there. So you have to be up on your alien invader lore. Oh, sorry, I didn't give a trigger warning on the E word, Terry. I'll try and remember that next time. I forgot about the wards you guys had down there.
Safe space. Come on.
Well, it's not their fault. Those trigger warning emus were unleashed upon Australian outback. That was an accident. It was a ship crash. They were taking them to go to Battle World and fight the reptilians on Venus. That's where they stage a lot of these combats. Sometimes on Planet X, but it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I gotta start writing this shit down. I'm gonna write.
You really should, because I can understand. Like, this would be a really great short story series.
Yeah, this could be fun. So I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah, Larry Correa would love you. Just saying.
Oh my god, it's so good though. You definitely need to write it down, because if they can make Night Vale a thing, I'm pretty sure like Jack's conspiracies can do just as well.
Well, especially when they had to mobilize the army against the Crocs because of the flooding rain. All I thought is, if the Crocs call the emus in as a flanking team, is the military in Australia fucked? Because if the Crocs call for backup, what better backup than they get?
Well, see, the whole island is surrounded by poisonous giant jellyfish. So there's at least some containment there, a natural containment to protect the rest of the world. It's the Australians that suffer the most, but thankfully, those are some of the most badass people on the planet, because all the weak ones were murdered by emus. Or killed in car accidents when they ran over Aboriginals that were drinking gasoline and laying in the street.
You know what that makes me think of? It makes me think that since Australia started to fall in power lately, that maybe it's the lizard people.
I think it's
set them up for
sabotaged. Yeah, because I've never met a pussy Australian ever.
Me neither. Never.
Just type in Bogans and watch those videos. People do insane shit there. It's like the South Wales is like entirely Florida, and it's like the size of half of our country. It's insane. Never fuck with an Australian. Just saying, throwing that out there.
I mean, I fuck with Dorky all the time. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get a hold of
her. She's from Queensland, though. Remember, that's an entirely different breed of bogan.
Oh well, yeah, that's fair.
So, Polly,
yes.
How have you been?
I've been okay. I'm just currently Vegasing here on Sony Vegas Pro. Or I'm told it's no longer Sony Vegas Pro. It's just Vegas Pro.
It's like Magic or like Magic Pro or something like that now, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, like why if you already own something would you sell it? Like, well, I guess it's Sony. They're hard up for money. That's
considering they lost how many millions in movie what do you call it? Movie revenue in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you back shit movies, you lose money.
Yeah. I know they lost a ton of money with Ghostbusters, and then they just did it again. So
answer the call.
yeah,
I love how they had to add that because nobody wanted to watch it.
they lost what, like $100 million or something on that movie.
Oh yeah, it was like I heard estimates of even up to 190 million. So I'm not sure which is which, but that still sucks.
Yeah, but it was empowering, wasn't it?
No, I think it set women back.
I did, yeah, me too. But
Yeah,
that's okay. It got Milo off of Twitter, so that was important.
To the movie in which to kill Milo had to be Ghostbusters. Really?
It would be a good movie. Like, I don't know.
Like, I mean, couldn't they have done something fun, like gotten him on, I don't know, Frozen 2 or something?
Oh, he and Elsa could have had a bitch off.
That'd have been great.
It would have been.
But instead, this is what we get.
No, they should have cast him as Elsa in Frozen 2.
I've never heard him sing.
I don't care. I'd watch that movie.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh?
Oh.
I think I just fucked something up.
Oh, okay.
Polly
Jesus.
broke the internet.
Good job, Polly. Fucking knew it.
Well, it had to go eventually.
Al
thought
Gore
the
would be
EU would
ashamed you broke his internet.
Jesus Christ, that's like writing the chronicle of the explosion of Vesuvius. Well, it had to go eventually.
Went the way of all things, like Rome.
I'm really sorry I dropped that last baby in there.
We didn't sacrifice enough virgins.
Hey guys,
It's
check
Italy.
it out.
What'd you do?
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
How did you do that?
Look into the eyes of fear and no true terror.
No.
Kathy Griffin. Oh God.
Oh man, you should make her eyes glow. Like not fully, just like a subtle sheen to them, so they look like they're about to zap you with laser beams.
Jesus
The ears really sell the whole
Mm-hmm.
I live under the earth or a bridge look, you know?
Yeah.
Well, weird. She started as a moderately attractive woman and then became this old crone so fast.
That's what social justice does, buddy. It ages you. It makes you less than human or
Polly, take it away.
trollish.
God. Oh, it's going to haunt my dreams.
Yeah, I know, man. You really should have given us a trigger warning, please.
I might actually genuinely be triggered. She's such
I don't even remember what I was looking for, but I came across that picture and I'm like, oh, I'm saving that and I'm going to scare the hell out of some people with that.
Oh, you're a bad man. I want you to feel bad for that, and I want you to apologize to everyone watching right now.
No, I regret nothing.
Ryan Walters said he didn't know ginger or gray aliens had gingers. Well, now you do know, Ryan. That's why most of them are bald. They shave their head to hide their lack of souls. You're welcome. We're here to help.
That's so messed up.
Johnny Blaze says, yeah, I've got a thumbnail now. No. The thumbnails for comic book curation are always attractive, sexy comic book ladies, not horrible, fear-inducing trolls. It's
Now it explains Anderson Cooper.
It explains
God.
his ears, yes.
God.
How they were ever friends for so long, I don't understand. Because I mean, he might be a liberal, but he doesn't come off as an absolute cock-sucking douchebag, even though he sucks the cock.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it's that Kelly, what's her name there? Kathy Griffin is best friends with Gloria Vanderbilt. That's why.
Oh.
Like they legit have been really, really good friends for a long time. And that's how Kathy Griffin got the gig to be doing the New Year's Eve specials with Anderson Cooper, Gloria Vanderbilt's son, on CNN.
Aha.
Oh yeah,
He's Anderson
I forgot that
Vanderbilt.
connection.
Yeah, he's Anderson Vanderbilt. He just doesn't want to be known that you know, his entire future was laid out for him in advance by virtue of being a Vanderbilt. He wants to make it seem like I'm not that way, you know.
That's pretty fucked up.
I mean,
no, Terry.
You know, and if you know, hey, Jack, you like conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Well, so we got Anderson Cooper here, okay? So let's just take a look at this man for a second and consider a few items for your consideration, if you will.
You're not going to show me another creepy picture, are you?
No, I'm not. These are all verbal items.
I acknowledge you can, just so you know.
So he's a Vanderbilt, and the Vanderbilts have money in Carlyle private equity.
Okay.
Do you understand what you know, Carlyle?
Sure. Let's go with that.
They're like a Bilderberg group. They're always named as. I'm sorry?
I've heard the name, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, you know, to the point where Carlyle even changed their name. They're no longer known as Carlyle. They were the private equity group that was the largest individual funder behind Blackwater. And Dick Cheney was had major funds invested in Carlyle. And it's like, So anyway,
real quick, James Conley, thank you for the fiver. See what happens when you don't have SEA in chat. LOL. Yes, I'm an ass. For the record, I'd take one for the team and do the crazy out of Kathy Griffin. Please save us.
You are a braver man than I.
Can't do it.
I would not touch it with a borrowed dick.
I would touch it back in the days when she was on when she was a various guest on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, before she got all wrinkly and looked like a psychopath.
Yeah, because she was sporting a little bit of that something back then. Just now she reminds me of my stepmother, and that's bad. Someday maybe I'll show you a picture of that beast. Yikes. She did not age well.
They never do. Okay, so what were you saying, Paul?
Yeah, please, Paulie, enlighten us more on the whole connection, please.
So anyway, the Vanderbilts are a large contributor. They have a lot of equity in with the private equity firm formerly known as Carlyle. Okay, so got Anderson Cooper, who's a Vanderbilt, and he travels all over the world, and he is a news correspondent. Okay, well, that doesn't make it particularly, you know, what's so odd about this guy? He's not a plant, is he? Well, I don't know. He did go to Yale, where he was a member of the Scroll and Key Society. Ooh. Okay, so which is like only 2 doors down from Skull and Bones. It's another secret society on Yale campus, right? And he, during his junior year, went and did an internship. You want to know where?
Okay.
CIA.
Oh.
It's like, dude, if you don't want to look like the juiciest fodder for conspiracy theories, you've lived the exact wrong life. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if you could you take those things and just don't tell the crazy autists on YouTube about this guy, because you can, like, do I actually think that this guy's up to something? No, it's just, it so happens that when you put these 4 or 5 items together, somebody who has too little time on their hands and not enough friends could spin that yarn into a hell of a conspiracy's tale and somehow have Anderson Cooper on the grassy knoll shooting at JFK, you know?
That'd be impressive.
There's a lot of people that have like some like minor mental illness that are able to spend a lot of time finding connections. They call it synchronicity. And it's very disturbing how they're able to draw a lot of these connections. But the problem is that a lot of these big, rich people, like the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers, they'll know each other. They'll do business together. So, of course, you're going to find intersecting lines with them.
Yeah,
I hear you. They go to deals together. That's how business works. I'd be willing to bet Trump knows 50 of the richest people in the country because he's had dealings with them at some point. That doesn't make it a conspiracy. That's just business. So there's a great conspiracy theorist named Andy Colvin. He's very minor league, but he's one of the ones I like to mess with. I've met him a couple times. He's a total crackpot, but his dad died from, I think it was working in a mine or something. He got like sick, like black lung type stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he blames all these people for it and makes it into some grand conspiracy. But that's how he seems to have dealt with his dad's passing. And he goes through like finding all these tenuous connections between people. Like Cobalt Steel is a big one. Well, it turned out that's the company his dad worked for. But that's like the central focus of his conspiracy theory. And he ties it all back to like the Garuda and Mothman and all these other like
and Mothman.
Oh, I'm not kidding. I'll put a link in chat to a video I did on one of my other channels. And it really was like just this intricate web of nonsense. And I talked to him for like 2 hours face to face one time. But I filmed his speech at the 2007 Mothman Fest and again in like 2011, I think.
Hold on. The Mothman Fest.
Yeah, you didn't know that's a thing?
No.
It's awesome. There's a bunch of conspiracy nuts get together and talk about stuff.
Yeah, I've been there 3 times. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
That's why you're so fluent.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, Mothman is the Mothman appears before a disaster is about to happen. Is that
No,
the
that's
thing?
a bunch of conspiracy theorist bullshit. A weird bird was seen. They called it the bird locally in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and the surrounding area, including Gallipolis and surrounding areas in Ohio on the Ohio side. There's actually a few more known sightings on the Ohio side than there are in the Point Pleasant area. But it was seen flying around that area. They described it as like a 7-foot-tall bird man that mostly glided. It didn't really fly. Its eyes did not glow. They had eye shine. If you want, I will read you the original witness statement from one of the first witnesses, Linda Scarberry, and she specifically says eye shine, not glowing. So there's a lot of crap out there about the Mothman sightings, but even some of the witnesses said it was just a big bird. Others say it looked like a man, had man legs. I've got some great footage from some of the witnesses too. That you can find them by going through the link I just threw in there a minute ago.
Hi, Dorky.
Hey, Dorky.
Hey, Dork.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good.
That's good. What's been happening, guys?
We were talking about the emu war briefly earlier.
Ooh, is that why you invited me?
Originally, yes, because we were talking about how your politicians and stuff must have been replaced by the lizard people because of the way you guys have shifted from like
Oh, yeah.
strong people into pushover pansies.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're replaced with less than lizard people. There's something like a lot less stronger than the lizard people because they're just like, they melt at the sight of confrontation, I'm sure. They bend to the will of like the fucking SJWs all the time.
Such a shame because we were talking about how neither Jack nor I have ever met a weak Australian in person before.
Yeah, the actual like citizens, they're pretty tough and you know, they just go with the fucking flow. And they're like, we're really pissed off with our fucking government right now. You can understand why.
Such a shame to see a burgeoning empire taken down by a bunch of emus and lizards.
Oh, God. I know, right? But we were like doomed from the start with our like semi-socialist system.
Especially with the Commonwealth not backing up other
Oh my
Commonwealth
God,
states.
Do you blame New Zealand for that?
New Zealand, there's like an ongoing feud between Australia and New Zealand, but we do help each other out. Like we're close enough that like we allow each other's citizens to like travel between and enjoy the benefits of either country, but that's only for like Australia and New Zealand, nowhere else. So it's a bit weird. But we don't blame New Zealand. We blame the fucking Commonwealth itself because look at how many countries they fucked up, right?
Yeah. Too many for its own good, for sure.
I would just say you should make friends with New Zealand so they'll give you riding sheep to ride into battle against the emus.
And you can say
don't worry, we've made friends with the big tough Marys, mate. We're doing all right.
I just realized there's a lot of weird stories on the hashtag today.
Right.
I like this one from Frosted Glass. Yeah, we're not going to transition to anything because this absolutely has no structure whatsoever. This show is literally, we're just talking, and if you like us, awesome. But there is a article from the Mary Sue, just from Frosted Glass. You can kiss black people and still be racist.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Is that about Liam Neeson?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
So sad because I like him so much.
It's not sad. Liam Neeson didn't do anything wrong. We've been listening to these stupid assholes in the social justice movement for how long saying we need to have a conversation about race. So Liam Neeson has an actual conversation in which race is part of the element. And then he says, I realized how stupid I was. And I was out for vengeance regardless of guilt or innocence. And I stood down. You're a racist, is the response.
Oh, yeah. Nobody took the moral of the story away from that. Nobody took the lesson he learned away from that. And, like, who would blame him for, like, being infuriated that someone had raped his friend? Like, he'd be, like, out for blood as well. You know, he didn't actually do anything to a black person, and the actual thought of hating a black person made him racist for some reason. But
what if the friend had been? What if the friend had been raped by a Frenchman? He would have gone frog hunting.
Same thing. Yeah, dude. Like, why wouldn't anyone take away the moral of the story? I don't understand. Like, he learned a decent lesson, and it was so fucking long ago. It doesn't even matter anymore.
I mean, his point was entirely anti-collectivist, that if somebody says one person of a particular group has done something bad, and you just go hunting for people in that group, and you realize how stupid that is, you've just pointed out the difference between individualism and collectivism.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's why they've got to call him a racist, because he woke up before he did anything violent and stupid to an innocent individual.
Mm-hmm.
But these morons are like, no. You've got to blame all, as long as it isn't our particular pet minorities this week. Like, blame all white men. That's fine. Because the women's are on board. The more vocal in the minorities are. And if it's a cishet white man, you get even more people on board. He went against the narrative, and they're like, you must die.
Yeah, they really went on him hard, and I don't understand because he did exactly what they wanted. Yeah, I mean, I understand. I shouldn't say I don't understand. As it's illogical that they came at him so hard, considering he did what they wanted.
Well, but they don't want that. See, whenever you hear somebody on CNN or MSNBC or Fox or anywhere else say, we need to have a conversation about, what they mean is we need to have our side give a monologue about. They don't mean they don't want to hear anybody else's point of view. If you're not into the collective, go away.
Right.
And Liam Neeson tries to be honest. That's your first mistake with these people. They don't deal honestly to begin with. Don't deal honestly with them. Smile at them and go, no, I really don't have any anecdotes to tell you, because you'll spin them.
I'm pretty sure worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year, is pretty fucking open about like his side being superior, and his side should be the one talking about racism, and like all white people are terrorist, evil people, and you know. Worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year, has always been like that.
But yeah, he has, because he thinks unidimensionally. He is legitimately that stupid. That I don't even think he's that wise. He's not playing 4D chess. He really is the wind-up toy that they send out on stage and go, just keep talking.
I don't understand why he despises white people so much when he's married to a white guy. Like, how does he treat his husband at home?
I don't know, but I'm sure his husband apologizes every day for imagined depressions or some bullshit.
His rate. It's important to look at his ratings too.
Yeah.
They went up since reporting on Trump. He's become like the anti-Trump guy, and the people that watch Don Lemon, people that watch Don Lemon have the same motivation for watching him as the people who watch Rachel Maddow, as the same people who watch Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
It's, you want to hear somebody carry on in that way. And so it's, does he actually talk to his white husband that way when they're at home? My bet would be not.
No.
He's playing a character.
Mm-hmm.
These people are playing, they're playing characters. They don't believe 9/10 of what they say. They're just out there to drive the narrative.
Yeah, Alex Jones does the same thing. I mean, as much as, you know, we see him as potentially the Republican side, he's still doing his own thing as a character. Nobody can deny that.
Who's that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
It's Friday, everybody. How's it going? Yeah.
Good morning, Bear.
Show me your vagina.
I don't know why they got me cracking up.
Yeah, that's great. Vagina.
It's a vagina.
I was picturing like a caravan with a big gaping hole in the back. Sorry.
No, it is like pasta, but with layers.
Oh, got that.
Oh my god.
Such a good apparatchik, you.
I'm so happy. Hi, Bear.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fucking fabulous, darling.
Yay. Are you as fabulous as Polly's robes?
No, no one is.
No, they're not fabulous. They are classy. There is a difference.
Yes, they might edge up against posh, but never go into gaudy.
Oh.
I mean, somebody went into John Gotti. We can't find him.
Do you have a quizzing glass, Polly? I actually have to ask.
No, I do not.
He wants one.
Polly has a an 8 ball that he asks what to do.
Fuzzy bear slippers or the beautiful onesie of Madonna?
Oh,
the onesie of Madonna.
Yeah, you know, where it's just got portraits of her everywhere. It's like a big collage of all the good times she had.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure you got one. I'm sure it exists, actually. In fact, I give somebody in chat, I'm going to give Hate Camel, find me a montage of Madonna in a onesie. And don't come back until you find it.
It's an odd tasking, but all right.
I'm allowed to be eccentric, okay?
A modern picture or a classic one?
Doesn't matter. It just has to be on a onesie.
Modern one. He might need to wash his eyes out afterward.
Real quick, James Connolly. I keep saying Connolly. You know why? Because I've been listening to stuff about Labyrinth, and I can only think of Jennifer Connolly. Anyway.
Back when she was like 16. Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah. Sorry, Jack. I don't have PayPal, just credit card. Also, I totally understand where Liam Neeson is coming from. When you have a few friends, especially female, some would go that far. Do I agree with it? No. Is he a bad person? No. Fuck these fake outragers. I agree, James. Fuck them.
And
in the ass.
If you consider Liam Neeson's age, which I think is a valid consideration, when a female is harmed, he comes from a culture and a generation that is like, I can't undo your harm, but I'll fucking I'll get vengeance.
I think that's why he does it so well, considering where he grew up.
Yeah, it's fucking patriarchy.
Yeah, that toxic, horrible patriarchy where somebody is going to go out and find the person that harmed you and bring them to justice. Might not be all tidy and neat in the modern world, but it is an instinctual drive that's existed for thousands of years.
It might be irrational, but we all feel it. Even women feel the urge for revenge when somebody they love's hurt.
No shit.
Jack, I just loved your comment.
Oh, Jack commented? Yay. Wait, I lost something. Who commented on what?
I loved his comment.
Oh, okay.
I commented on his video earlier.
Oh, what'd you say?
Because Jack's a good boy who doesn't just watch my videos, but he also interacts with them. Dax.
First off, I'm your test piggy. I interact with him before anybody else does.
Sometimes.
Usually.
I shared it on Twitter too.
I share him on Twitter when I, get on home because I don't like sharing stuff on my phone. I just don't. I always feel like I'm clicking the wrong buttons because I got big fat thumbs. I hate typing on my phone. I actually would rather have one of those sidekicks. You guys remember the sidekick? The big old fat keyboard underneath it?
No.
I want one of those because I can't type on those fucking these things for shit. Like, I like my smartphone for like staying connected while I'm at work. Fine, awesome, great. But I can't type on it very well. And I don't want to buy one of those like Bluetooth keyboards just for that.
Poo-tooth.
A Bluetooth?
Toothy tooth.
Bluetooth.
A
What?
Bluetooth.
Brown tooth.
Ew. Somebody been drinking too much Coca-Cola.
The homeless version.
No, that'd be the no tooth.
No, that's the redneck version.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would be any better, Cynic. It just, I mean, I actually did take a look at the cost for some of these Bluetooth keyboards yesterday because I was genuinely thinking about it because I figured if I couldn't get home for the shows fast enough, maybe I can type while I'm like waiting for people at work to finish what they're supposed to be doing. But they're like $34 for a decent one. I mean, I still kind of want one.
Well, that's not overly bad. I mean, you'd get a lot of use out of it.
I know I would for sure. I mean, even if I'm just like sitting in the bed just watching something, it might be a good idea just to have it for searching because I don't like typing on a cell phone. It's just not good for me. I'm terrible at it.
And my husband laughs at me all the time. Is if I pick up my phone to check Twitter and I've got a DM, I start responding on the phone.
Wait, real quick. He fucking did it.
He did.
Hate Camel found me the fucking onesie.
Of course he did. He's Hate Camel.
No, I love him so much for this. It's so good. You all can clink into it. It's I'm so proud of you. It's a Vogue. Oh, that's my new background. All right. Save image as. I'm sorry. I'm giddy for this. I'm I'm so happy. Ask the stream to find. Oh yeah, that's true. Evil. If everybody gave me $1, I could get me a portable keyboard.
Hint.
But Camel, that's amazing. I'm actually truly grateful. That's amazing. I'm so happy. I know y'all think I'm stupid and weird, and I am, but I'm happy.
Hate Camel is a god.
He's very good at this. Yeah, I linked it in the chat, dude.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me
So
bring
everybody
chat
can
back
enjoy.
up here. There we are.
Oh, and fucking Circus found one too.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
Oh, I'm so happy. I love you guys.
Penis.
I love you too, Bear.
Oh, it's a. All right, I misunderstood.
Oh, I can't. I don't think I can link that one. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that's a Madonna nipple, Circus.
I thought you meant a picture of Madonna in a onesie.
No, a onesie, a onesie contributed of Madonna's images.
Well, your statement was ambiguous. It was.
Yeah, I thought he wanted her in the onesie too. That's why I asked about classic or modern because there's a lot of saggage between then and now.
Right? See,
Why did people know what I was talking about? You guys thought way too into this. I just meant a fucking onesie.
Nah, because we're into chicks, not fucking baby clothes. So of course we thought of
onesies too, but they found baby onesies. That still fits the criteria.
Who's watching the fucking stream? Let's have a look. I've not even bothered looking at the chat yet. Festering shitbag. James Colley. What's up, James?
Yeah, I can't show that one, Circus, but I appreciate that. I don't know why anybody would put that on a baby's outfit. I mean, I could link it under the. I could still link it, I suppose. I can't show it. Here you go. It's comprised of all these art pixel things. So whatever you see on this page is on that onesie somewhere.
Hi, Kyler and Jack.
Hey, happy pre-birthday, King Bob.
Jack is partly a shitbag.
Me or the other one?
Well, all Jacks.
So if things don't work out with me and
Hold on.
Was it?
There you go. Carry on.
I was gonna say, if things don't work out with me and Laura Harrier, I think I might have found my second choice for a wife.
What, Madonna?
No. Most certainly not. She's a little.
Well,
You strike me as a Madonna man, Polly.
you do actually. You remind me of somebody who listened to like a surgeon, or just like
I come across as a Madonna man.
yes,
I think that requires an explanation.
like late '80s Madonna. He seemed like the guy who like watched Dick Tracy like obsessively, and that's the only time I think of Madonna as not being an absolute terrible person.
What wasn't Dick Tracy?
No, just that time frame.
Oh,
I bet Polly Vogue's in his smoking jacket.
that's an odd mental image.
Oh my god, I have it in my head now. There's in front of his little chimney in his library, books in the background, and he's just got a pipe and he's just voguing in his freaking robe.
With
No,
a
he's-
hat on.
Unfortunately, Like a Virgin was a little before my time.
He's in his conservatory.
Yeah, conservatory. Yes.
There's a noise. He is summoned to the library where his fainting couch is next to the shelves of books. He relaxes on it, thinking, no, there was no noise. It's nothing. So he's reading a passage from his favorite leathery book. And in walks his arch nemesis, also dressed in a smoking jacket, Billy Zane. And they have a vogue off.
Why Billy Zane of all
I
I
people?
love Billy Zane.
Billy Zane can pull off a fucking smoking jacket.
Billy
With
Zane.
or without a wig?
Without.
Without. Okay.
Just
Polly has that, you know, that famous painting of the dogs playing poker.
Sure.
You have that, but it's all Madonna.
Just different era Madonna sitting around. Oh my god, this has been a really great morning for me for imagery. So happy. Considering I had such a bad start to my day, which leads me to the titular topic right there. Why I hate my job. For many of you, I'm a manager, at a restaurant, so just let that run through your head real quick and how much that's got to suck on its own. But I walk in, like all the cooking area is like trash, like the prep area is just destroyed. And the head boss is there and one other manager, and I'm already frustrated. I woke up pissed for whatever reason. I think it was just my brain knowing this was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
And I'm getting things ready. I'm getting things clean and pulling up stock, all that good jazz. And this one person, I say person, but I don't really classify them as such. More like a hound, came in and started complaining that the sweet tea that she'd received tasted like watery and didn't take like sweet tea or whatever. So we got her new one. And then she, got another cup for the trouble to go get whatever soda they wanted for their kid. And they wanted to go get a special flavor, which we just don't have at the moment. And because we're out of it, and they tried, drawing from it anyway, so it tastes like seltzer water. So she complained about that. So I comp her a meal, just be like, all right, just whatever. I've got stuff to do. Just let her have it. And as I am bringing up something else to get for our ice cream stuff, she's mumbling under her breath. Well, I say under her breath, but for her, that's got to be pretty quiet. How she had to wait and all this, so she wants like new fries and stuff like that. It's like I give her one of those looks like, bitch, I bent over backwards for you, and you're the one who made your fries cold by making yourself wait. And she sees me out of the corner of her eye giving her the mug, and she seems to take this in the exact way that I had originally intended it, which might have been a mistake on my part. I don't quite know. It entertained me a little, but she said, and then this motherfucker over here giving me the eye. I'm like, I'm just shaking my head a little bit. And she starts cursing a lot. And there's this, her kid's there, and it's a family restaurant. You can't really, you're not supposed to be cursing. And I say, hey, ma'am, I apologize if things are going bad for you, but can you stop the cursing? And she's like, I'm a motherfucking grown ass woman. I don't have to stop fucking cursing. I can do whatever I want. I'm fucking grown. It's like, what? And she's like, and you're trying to tell me to calm down. This ain't no plantation, ain't no slave. And she means it.
Lincoln freed my people.
I should have said, well, the white people freed you. But no, I didn't. I couldn't fight back because as a man, you can't do shit. You got to sit there and take it. But oh my god! And she started spouting off all the stupidest shit possible, like how blacks are, held back, and that it's always the white person's fault. And then she goes on about Trump and how he can get away with grabbing coochies. She used that exact word.
Coochie.
Yeah. And this girl, because I can't call her a woman in all fairness, she's got to be maybe 25, maybe. Her kid's like 8, so I'll give her the benefit. Say she had her young, whatever. And her kid looks incredulous, like, "Oh God, mom's doing it again." And I just feel so bad for her. I was like, "This is your mom. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "All right, fine. We'll give you the refund. You take what you got and get out." And she starts saying something about like, "The white man's gonna, take my stuff away." And my big boss, my lady manager comes out. She hadn't heard me say like next to anything. Like she didn't hear anything I said about like asking her to be not curse. And she starts cursing in front of my manager, who says the exact same thing as like, "Man, this is a family restaurant. You can't be cursing." And I felt a moment of pride that I didn't think I could happen because I really don't like my boss as much. But she backed me up, got her a refund, and sent the woman on her way. Didn't give me any crap about like talking back a little bit because I admit I laughed at the wrong times. They were the right times, so that's the wrong thing to do as a manager.
Are they?
Oh God, it reminds me why I hate certain elements of society.
Ghetto trash? Yeah, we all hate them.
Yeah, she's the definition of ghetto trash.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
In the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
So what you're saying is you don't like black people.
Wow.
Wow, Paulie.
I think that's where you were headed, and you just didn't want to say it. It's fine.
Racist motherfucker.
Yeah, I can smell the racism from here. It's just
That's not racism. That was Bear's fart 5 minutes ago.
Mhm. I love the smell of racism in the morning.
Working with the public is so much fun.
Yeah, and
You
by
just-
fun you mean hell.
Yeah, I did. That was what I meant. It's you end up with this weird, relaxed, fuck you smile on your face all the time. And it's like you go home and your face hurts. Because it's like I've been trying to look pleasant to douche canoes for 8 hours. And I'm done. And it's the sad thing is it embitters you quickly.
Oh yeah.
It embitters you quickly because I was lucky because the time I did in retail was in a slightly more civil phase of life where complete strangers would have interrupted somebody being profane and assy and said, "Knock it off." That's gross.
Mm.
Or you could say, "Get out, get out, get out." Because it was before all the
You could
grievance.
do that, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Oh
Sorry,
my gosh.
I think I may have found a video to respond to.
Oh God.
But just facing down people, I worked in a bookstore. I had a woman ask me one time, "Well, do you read?" After she was like, "What, did you read these 5 paperback bestsellers?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry, I didn't."
Yeah,
Do you read? No, it's common for bookstores to hire illiterates, you fuckwit.
tell her you were there for remedial purposes. You're trying.
No, you know what I said to her? I said, I do read quite a bit, madam, but I tend to restrict my reading to the classics. Thank you.
Instead of Archie Comics.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was total horseshit, but it was like, "Get out of my face, you old bag." And she was as old as my mother, and I was like, "You rude cunt."
One time when I was at work at a bookstore, I was walking down the aisle. Some kid was pretty close behind me, and I didn't see him. And I farted, and since I'm so tall and he's so short, it was right in his face.
Oh, shit. Oh my God.
Like,
Is there more
right
to that story?
Nope, it was just a silent but deadly, real nasty one. Because I ate some Chinese earlier, I knew it was going to be a teriyaki blast. I had gone through my delicious system, and man, it was rank because it lingered. But as soon as I did it, and I saw that kid there, I was like, "I'm out," and I just kept on walking,
Yeah.
and trying not to laugh in front of him, of course.
Jesus Christ.
And I go in the back room, and this
Oh my
girl I'm seeing
God.
back there, she's like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "I just farted on some kid."
Did you apologize to him?
No.
Oh,
I'm going, you didn't
No.
know I did it. It could have been just lingering there.
The back room of a bookstore is the most intelligently crude and entertaining place I've ever been in. Because most people don't gravitate to working in bookstores who are dumb fucks. But you have to deal with all the idiots that come in with their idiot, ill-behaved children. I worked with somebody. I mean, he actually ended up being part of a curating team at a museum, but we got a bunch of Clifford the Big Red Dog shit in, and we had to figure out where to put it. He took Clifford, made a noose, and hung him from the ceiling tiles in the children's section of the bookstore, where he remained until our district manager showed up and said, "Really, please don't be hanging the Cliffords or where the wild things are. I understand your anger, but just no nooses."
But I want to hang Clifford.
You know
So
where else
after
you
that,
can
we
find
hung-
curating?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Over on my channel,
Yeah.
where Jack and I and Inquisitor do comic book curation every Wednesday. Feel free to go over and like and subscribe.
That was smooth
Oh
as
my
hell,
God.
Polly.
I dug it.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh God.
I worked fucking retail for so many years. I started off in fast food, and that was actual hell because in fast food, they take it so literally that the customer is always right. That I got, like, it was mostly, middle-aged fat guys that would abuse young teenage girls because the back room got their order wrong. I once had a man throw his food in my face because they put tomatoes on his burger. I just started my shift, so I didn't even serve him. But I worked in clothing stores, and I worked in the stationery store that was directed towards children, so it was all bright and colorful shit.
They have
And
stationery in Hooters?
the fucking entitled parents and entitled children that used to come in and act like total fucking cunts and have complete tantrums and fucking scream out the store because they couldn't decide what fucking pen they wanted. And these entitled fucking parents switching out the prices because you put the price like on the shelf in front of the item in this little slip, and they just like, "Oh, well, it says a different price here, so it needs to be that price." And I'm like, "Well, it's not, ma'am, but sorry, I can't do that." And she's like, "You have to. The law in Australia says that if it's mispriced, you have to sell it for that price." I'm like, pretty sure it doesn't say that, but I'm just gonna fucking do it anyway because I don't want to deal with you. Oh man, people used to like literally like let their kids run around the store and throw shit around and play with shit. I had one mother literally say to me, "Wow, we should really have seats in here so the parents can sit down and watch the children play." And I'm like, this is a retail store. This is a store that sells products. We're not a playground. And the worst part is I used to have mothers that would drop their kids off in the store and go, "Oh, I'm just going to go to a few other stores. You have fun in here." So I ended up becoming a fucking babysitting service. And after like half an hour, if the parents didn't come back, I'd call security to come collect the children because like people treated it like a playground and fucking daycare center. Literally, it was fucked.
Oh, they did our kids section in the book section. They'd just leave them there, and their grimy little paws were all over expensive hardcover books.
I would like to point out,
Yep.
I ran a comic book store. You have not seen people drop off their kids until you've worked in a store like that, where people drop them off and then you get your weirdo customers come in immediately afterward. You know, the ones that look like every sketch of like the last suspect of a missing child case. Yeah, they come in and they're like, hey, there's kids in here. Why are there kids? Look, mouth breather, just buy your fucking comics and get out. It's bad enough I got this urchin running around destroying everything. Now, if you excuse me, I have to call child services to have this one picked up.
God, yeah. Real quick.
Oh my god.
Hey, Dorky, he wants you to do that phrase.
I'm sorry, what?
He wants you to do your famous phrase.
Who does?
Oh my god. You know damn well what I'm talking about. Stop playing with the man's heart.
Who's asking?
Give me 1 second.
James is asking.
Who?
James Colley.
Oh, James, you slut.
Yeah, well.
You did your
Oh gosh. Daddy.
Well worth it.
I had to go to another room because my child's right there.
Right. That always gets me.
One last thing though, the thing I most hated about working at fucking retail store for stationery for kids was, when customers were around, I'd talk normally and try to sell them stuff and try to talk to them like a normal fucking decent person. But when head office would come in, I'd have to act exactly like this. Hi, how's it going? Is there anything I can help you with today? Do you need a pen? Oh my god, these pens smell so yummy. Like, you should ask your mummy to go look at the pens with you. They're so great. Fucking piss me off.
I mean, I enjoy a good pen. Like, I'm one of those actual weird people that do enjoy a good pen. If I get good pens for Christmas, I smile. But yummy?
Because there were scented pens. Because it was a kid's store. Like, they smelled like different fruity stuff.
Yummy pens.
I'd have slit my throat. I would have slit
Yummy!
my throat.
Oh my god, yeah. My god, these smell fantastic. These rubbers even smell great. It's like so cool.
It smells so great. I just sit in the back sniffing them on my break.
Oh my god, yes.
That was so good.
I worked the front desk of the Sheraton Boston Hotel, which was connected to the largest convention center in Boston. Every major league ball team that came into Boston to play the Red Sox stayed there. It was busy as hell. And we had the largest convention one year. We had 4 restaurants inside the hotel, which meant we had cockroaches.
Ugh.
That's just the way it is in a city.
Ugh.
They're gonna be cockroaches. They were fumigating the fuck out of everything, but they were not all gone. We had like 30,000 people hit the city at one time. So we were overflowing. And you were talking about middle-aged men being shitty to young girls. These guys with this convention, one of them had a button maker so that they could make, like emblem buttons.
Sure.
This dick had squashed a cockroach onto a piece of paper and made a button out of it.
Oh.
And he brought it to me and the person working with me. We were both college-age girls, and said, "Something for you ladies."
Yeah, that's
And
a punchable offense.
I just remember standing there thinking, anybody have a bat? Because I'm going to kneecap this motherfucker. I mean, it's just... I was like, oh, I am so sorry. I understand there's a problem the hotel is working on. Doesn't matter. I've got to deal with this stuff. So I thought you ought to have a trophy.
Wow.
And it was like, dude.
Jay goes right. It's like, that guy's a keeper. What do you mean?
I mean, I went home that night and I was looking at my parents and I was like, why would anybody do that? Why wouldn't they call the management? Why would they go to the front desk clerks? A bunch of temp college workers.
Right, like it's all your fault.
And after that, I was like, never, ever, ever talk to anyone at a hotel, at a restaurant. Never talk to them like that.
I think the absolute worst part and the thing that made me quit at the end of it, that I fucking hated the most, is when head office was in. And like, if people had known me, they made me upsell to children. It was disgusting. It's like, hi, look how cool this pen is. You should tell your mummy that you want to get it. Like, look, and go show your mummy how cool it is. Like, it was fucking foul, and I despised it. It made me quit by the end of the day because fuck upselling to children. That's just
I don't
fuck that.
Doing
that. Did you like this? You may also like that.
Well, it's suggested. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt here.
It's okay, Prospero. It's perfectly fine.
Here we go.
Speaking of which, Adam Hill can go fuck himself as well.
Ooh, what did he do?
He's been on my shit list for a long time.
Adam Hill.
Well, just the last
what did
leg
he do?
show in general is on my shit list.
Just the usual, anti-Trump bullshit that comes out the
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's just the name sounds familiar. Who is that? I know that name from somewhere.
YouTube search The Last Leg.
Okay.
He's a comedian, yeah?
He likes to call himself a comedian.
Basically, right, we made a British fucking comedy show, right, with fucking disabled people. That's hilarious, right?
He knows nothing of free speech. He's standing there speaking on free speech and he knows fucking nothing about it.
It's called Crippy Comedy.
King Bob, you are not on my shit list, no. Yeah, Adam Hill is funny when he's not doing politics.
A lot of them are like that, don't you think? I mean, I'll find like certain comedians like hilarious, but then they'll start picking up on like Trump or even Hillary, and I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up and just make the joke and move on.
Well, I don't mind people taking the piss out of Trump or whatever, but it's getting fucking old now. It's the same old shit. And the thing is,
all Trump
they stop the comedy routine and they're making a point when they do it. It's not for giggles anymore. They're doing it for a cheer, you know. And
you know what?
Jokes are lazy, yeah.
It's funny you say that. Monkey and I think Jack, you were there. It was on a Monkey in the Morning stream, and we were talking about it. Christopher Hitchens. He is the only guy I've ever seen that deconstructed and bombed on the concept of the lazy joke live on a show while it was happening, and did it with it was a mic drop moment for him. Bill Maher. It's this fucking real-time show where it's, snotty, smarmy, we know better than everybody. Let's make fun of all the stupid people because we're smart, especially you, our audience, that kind of thing. And they all clap like seals when the applause sign comes on. And Maher cracks the joke for the billionth time. George W. Bush is dumb. He's a stupid man. And Christopher Hitchens goes, that's just lazy. That's just lazy comedy. He goes, that's the joke that stupid people say to make themselves feel smart. It's been told a million times. And he goes, and then and he even calls out the audience. It says, and it's what? So your trained seals out there in the audience can laugh on cue, and you hear this boo. Christopher Hitchens turns around and fucking flips the whole audience the bird. And I'm like, you're a fucking legend, sir.
That's so good.
It's just, and I hear you. The fucking jokes about Trump, like it's rest in peace, Hitchens, because God damn would I love to see him on Stephen Colbert show when he cracks his billionth joke about Trump.
You are such a fucking fanboy of Christopher Hitchens.
I'm actually not, because I'm
you
not
sound
a big,
like you are. Like you describe as a fanboy of Christopher Hitchens as well.
Well, you know what? There's fanboys out there.
His brother's still alive.
What's that?
Go listen to his brother.
Well, yeah, no, fair enough. But I mean, I have my issue. You want me to go on about my issues about Christopher Hitchens, but the things he had to say about atheism, because I'm not a big fan of atheists. So, and he was
you're a good boy.
What's that?
You're a good boy then.
I'm not a religious man. I just can't stand the amazing atheist TJ Kirk armored skeptics condescension that comes along with it.
It's funny to say that, mate, because when I was kind of first introduced to this sort of corner of YouTube years and years ago, I had no idea what it was. The first thing I ever saw was TJ pouring boiling hot oil on his balls.
We have to acknowledge a very important fact. TJ Kirk is just another armored skeptic clone.
Yeah,
we all are, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Omegon made me a skeptic clone badge.
Prospero and I had a discussion. Like, I mean, we're going back and forth. Is he an essayist? Is he a rhetorician? Is he you know what I mean? What best describes Christopher Hitchens? And because Peter Herbert said would probably resent his anti-theist rhetoric, though. Yeah, because he would absolutely go into rhetoric. He wasn't making points.
He's a presuppositionalist also, and it was really annoying.
And it's when Christopher Hitchens, there's no question the man had an extreme gift for use of the language. It's just depending on where he directed it. So not a fanboy, but you got to give credit where credit's due. The man could play the English language like a harp from hell. It was amazing.
His brother is extremely gifted also as a rhetorician. He's entirely different in makeup. and he's not as. I think this is maybe a little unfair to Peter Hitchens, but he's not as funny. Christopher Hitchens was more naturally comedic with his delivery of the rhetoric, but and his brother's more serious. And I don't entirely agree with Peter Hitchens, but he makes some good points along the way. And I don't discard, you can borrow a little bit of this and a little bit of that from people who are genuinely thinking about things. There's what's the matter with that? You don't have to be I'm team Chris, I'm team Peter, I'm team this. The United States Constitution was not drafted by one particular thinker.
You're Team Bear, aren't you, Prospero?
Absolutely, sweetheart.
If you follow the philosophy of the bear, which is get angry.
Yeah, well, I do frequently. I'm a little Team Meg. I'll give him some credit because he can't. Oh, Megan. He can't be asked to get all that anti-theist.
Well, what I love about Omegon, and don't tell him I said this, is how apathetic he is. I'm really jealous of his apathy to everything.
Yeah, it's a quite studied apathy though. So I'm not entirely sure he's that apathetic because in his PMQs and some other things he can get a bit exercised.
Well, when it comes to animals, and when it comes to British politics in particular, he gets quite mad, and rightly so, and rightly fucking so. But for everything else, he's quite apathetic to, and I'm jealous of that.
Yes, he has a water off a duck's back kind of gift,
and a perfect voice to go with it.
Yes, he does.
I'm a big fan of Omegon's delivery, his cadence, like it's just big fan.
But I could never mock that. I could never do that myself because I'd be like, these stupid motherfuckers need to burn in a fire. I mean, it's just,
I know.
Oh, I don't know how you could be so chill all the time.
You could prescribe that man reading to you as a sedative from a doctor. It's so. Yeah, he's able to say like the harshest things, and I am getting really excited about this, and it's like, have you told the rest of your body? Like, because it doesn't seem to know.
Well, I love the way he'll end PMQs or his political discussions with Trups now. All right, I've had enough of this shit. I've just had enough of this shit. Say goodnight, Trups. Good night, Trups. Okay, bye. And boom, the stream ends. It's like I can't be fucked to do anything more. Not going to wrap it up in a pretty bow. You all heard it. And that's a good presentation because it's like, just listen, observe. And okay, now I'm done showing it to you. Told you what I thought, and I'm out.
You know who I hate is Richard Dawkins.
Oh, God.
You too?
Yeah, but not for any of the reasons you guys hate Richard Dawkins.
Oh.
I hate him. He married Layla Ward, one of my crushes from my youth. She was the second Romana on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That's an interesting reason to hate Richard Dawkins.
Well, I hate Jason Momoa because he married my childhood crush. It's fine. I understand.
Yeah, no, I am Team Bear because you and I, Bear, are more likely to become irate. It's exactly. Just, what in the hell is the matter with these people?
The last two videos, for example, like I had to turn down the decibels because I was getting that mad when editing it. So,
yeah, I've been amazed at how exercised I've gotten over things that I have no control over. It's just infuriating to me.
I know my last video as well, someone was disagreeing with me about like free speech and stuff, and I got really fucking mad about it. They got two responses from me, and that's what they're fucking getting.
Yeah.
They responded again, but I'm not reading it. I don't give a fuck. They're stupid.
Well, somebody asked me, I woke up this morning to a response on my Twitter to just a comment I had made about someone praising Malcolm X, hating capitalism, while picturing him with Fidel Castro. And I had said, oh yeah, Castro is a well-known master of economics. And this individual, and it was kind of sweet because old grouchy gamer tried to come to my defense, which he didn't need to do. But this person's response after I said that Castro was a renowned student of economics said, "And what the fuck do you know about anything, cunt?"
Wow.
And that was the first notification I got. So I
Maybe response there.
I quote tweeted him, and all I said was, "I don't think you want an answer." Yeah, I'm not sure you want an answer. And the idiot was stupid enough to go, "Try me." It's like, why? I don't argue with communists. I just don't. I'm not going to. But old grouchy gamer was, well, that was rude. I thought you people respected women. And I was like, oh, dude, bless your heart. That was really kind, But he doesn't respect anybody.
Well, he's a communist. Of course not.
Well, that's it. But what a lovely thing to wake up to. And I was like, I can imagine some poor 25-year-old who's got maybe conservative leanings or pro-capitalist getting that kind of thing. And it would make them go, do I want to play on this platform? And
No, I completely get you, Prospero. I've had people just fucking come at me with just such aggression and vitriolic behavior after like releasing a video on Twitter. And
I'm curious. Tell me about that. What ones stand out to your mind? Because I've never had anyone come at me for anything. So what did you say? What lit them up?
Oh, I made a response video to Trey Melvin. This is just one example.
Oh God, I haven't thought of that motherfucker in a long time. Fuck that guy. But go on.
He's a colorful individual. Trey was talking about how bad the darkies have it, and he mentioned about the police stopping him and stuff like that. And I said to him, look, I said, if the police stop you, it might be a good idea for you to stand perfectly still, right, and do as you're fucking told. And the guy, one of my subscribers, heard me say this, right, and then just came at me on Twitter, going, using Undoom's tagline in all caps. Hey, what does he say?
Moron, fucking moron.
Yeah, he was doing that. Hey, moron, fucking moron, at me on Twitter, going, oh, there's the Fourth Amendment, you fucking British arsehole. I was saying you gave legal advice in the video. I said, no, I fucking didn't. No, I fucking didn't. I just said it might be a good idea for you to stand perfectly fucking still if the police are pointing guns at you.
Yeah, that's behavioral advice.
Yeah, it's behavioral advice, not fucking legal advice, you retard. I never said it was legal advice in the fucking video. I didn't say it in the description either. And he would not fucking stop. He just like, people were I kept quote tweeting him, right, and people just kept fucking dogpiling him over and over again, right, and he wouldn't fucking stop.
There's an expression my dad used to use that covers this really well. You can't outsmart a moron.
Yeah,
that's just one example. In the end, I muted him. So like, right, you're not listening, shut the fuck up. It's happened with other videos as well. Like, I did one on Brexit not that long ago, and I had some fucking guy come at me on fucking Twitter accusing me of just like repeating what I'd heard in the media and shit like that, and saying that I didn't get Brexit, that I didn't understand conservative positions and this other shit. And we had a bit of a back and forth, but he kept going, so I muted him.
Huh.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Some people just won't let people be.
If you come at me like that, I'm not going to listen to you.
No, it's like arguing with communists. Just Jack's dad had a very wise saying, don't argue with a moron. You just don't get it. You don't understand. You're too, and the implication becomes, the longer they go, you're too stupid to understand this. I had a person that's known to several people in this group, shows up on SDA streams and on Monkeys, and actually Monkey got into it recently with him. The UFO answer?
Oh God, yeah. We've
my favorite thing he said to me. because this may have been on Cthulhukin and Friends, during one of his things with Trump's. But he told me, I didn't understand, and Polly, you'll like this. You just don't understand progressive taxation.
Oh.
And I thought, okay, number one, you don't know how old I am, so I'll forgive you that for a second. But really, empty hotel room, you do? I mean, he will make these forthright statements and provide one piece of evidence that is not broad-based. And then if anybody questions him on it, well, you're just riding Trump's dick.
Quality argument there.
And it's
Zero to Hero asked, before it goes too far, who's Trey Melvin? In a few sentences, Trey Melvin was a guy that he was a YouTuber, and he really jumped on the white privilege train and tried to appeal to a largely black audience through repeating, it doesn't matter how well I do, it doesn't matter the amount of money that I have. A broke bum who's white in the street has privilege that I don't have. And this guy was excessively polished, rich. Sargon called it perfectly. I remember one time when he did a response video to him, he said, "And look at you, aren't you pretty? You're prettier than most girls I see in my life." And he was, because the guy he had mascara, the whole 9 yards. The guy was just poncy, effeminate, and the way he would speak.
Language, he's still going. I checked his channel yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it appeals to the perpetual victims in the world that are like, that's right, and everything in my life that doesn't go exactly the way that I want, it's because of this. And the guy is wealthy as hell, but claiming victim status, and successful on YouTube, yet claiming the hardships he has to overcome because of, and it's, you're putting a bullseye on yourself going up on YouTube talking like that. So yeah, you got a lot of responses.
Well, it's like the schmuck at Mizzou who decided to talk about how oppressed he was. Multi-millionaire parents, young black man. He's deeply oppressed, and he's just been destroyed by the whole Michael Brown hands up, don't shoot. And the stupid president of the university caves and leaves. And
the guy who showed up at Mizzou and got out of the back of the private car that drove him there.
Yes. And yet he is the hero.
Yeah.
And it's like, what did you miss about the chauffeur-driven thing? You didn't get that?
Spoken like a privileged cock hellhound.
Yeah. Well, and look what it did to Mizzou, though, Jack. I mean, seriously. Mizzou's closed 4 dorms.
Yeah, but they haven't fired any of the people that caused the problem until they do that.
They did Melissa Crick.
But the centerpiece, the one that couldn't help but go, all the other departments have full funding. They got rid of groundskeepers. They got rid of maintenance personnel and admin people at low levels. The one thing, and they closed dorms. Yeah, but those dorms weren't going to be occupied anyway because of the lower levels of enrollment. It's the same story that happens over at
Evergreen.
At Evergreen.
Oh yeah, they're dying.
Exact same idea. They're the Evergreen and schools like it. And that I'm on a campus and have to sit in the fucking departmental meetings because they need grad students there to claim that we're involved in the decision-making process when we're anything but. When you listen to it, the way that Evergreen's going to end up. The whole place could be shut down. There's the doors are shuttered and nailed shut, and it's just all that's left is 4 feminists arguing over how oppressed they are. Students.
Just to jump in real quick, thank you, James Colley, for the $10 super chat donation. Not super chat, Streamlabs. Thank you very much. This is from James to you, passed along via Dax Orion. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate that, mate.
Well, Zero the Hero asked what progressive taxation was. Progressive taxation is you've got a clear gap to it has floated around for years, Zero. It might be up to 50,000. You don't pay anything. Then beyond 50,000, you pay a certain percentile. Then above 50,000, above that next percentile, you pay more. And then it will level out. It'll be smaller increments.
Oh, we have that here.
Yeah. And it still places most of the burden, tax burden, on the wealthiest. They end up paying the largest bulk of the budget through taxation.
Oh yeah, you really don't want to be wealthy in this country. I mean, it's fucking 80 to 90% of your fucking wages, depending on how wealthy you are. Like, it's fucked.
Yeah. And what it does is it stifles growth, it stifles investment, it stifles a lot of other things. So when somebody wants to back down the progressive tax rates, looking towards supply side, which the Democrats were the ones that called it trickle down, by the way, not Ronald Reagan. They flipped their shit. So those in favor of take everything away from the wealthy because, they have the potential to regrow it. Well, if you take 90% of Bill Gates' wealth, it is going to be impossible for him in a year's time to have the same amount of wealth. That's impossible. You can even take 50% and he can't recoup that.
That's colonized math you're using.
I
The
know.
rich will be there forever, just like in Venezuela, so we can continue to tax them forever and fund all our utopian dreams.
Oh, speaking
Bill
of
Whittle did
bad
the
ideas
greatest
with
video I ever
finance,
saw.
did you see or hear the basic platform of Ocasio-Cortez's green plan?
Yeah, no airplanes. That'll work.
It's
We're going to have a high-speed rail to England. Whoop!
Utopian dreams, dude.
the
Utopian
joke
dreams.
utopian dreams, exactly. The joke I cracked earlier today was when you come up with a plan, a paper, and set it out, and Democrats are saying the nicest mean things they can. Like, you can't openly criticize someone else from your party. Ocasio-Cortez doesn't understand that yet, but she does, because she's an idiot and doesn't know what she's doing as a political maneuverer. But the people's like, we can't criticize her and call her a moron and say this green plan is ridiculous. So they say the nicest way they can. Like, it's got some great core ideas. I look forward to developing it with her.
It's a bit shit.
Yeah, and that's a nice way of saying, like, there isn't anything here to work with. This is insane. It's anti-neoliberal, which most of the people who run the DNC are neoliberals. I mean, come on, it's not going to be accepted. So when you introduce a plan and the opposing party laughs at you, which happened all day long today, Ben Shapiro talked about it for 30 minutes straight, just chuckling over it, and your own party has to find nice things to not insult you to say about it, you done fucked up.
Come on, Polly. Chairman Mao would love this. You know how much central planning and control it gives the government? Oh,
Yeah, I know.
it gives every socialist a big boner just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
love the no airplanes. I thought that was so cute. We're not going to use fossil fuels anymore, and we're going to have high-speed rail. And it's like, what's going to power the high-speed rail, you fuckwit? I mean, honest to God, is it going to be like, we're just going to breed gerbils, like really, really fast gerbils?
No, see, everybody's going to be on a treadmill inside the train, and it's going to be people powered.
Yeah. and the
Fred
people
Flintstone
kind will
style?
make it go quickly.
I am going to invest in a bag of corks
Yeah.
when that goes through, and I'm going to sell those corks to the government as cow fart stoppers.
Yep.
So they can put them in the cow buttholes. It's going to be brilliant. I'll be rich, and then they'll tax it all, and I'll have to leave the country. See you in Tahiti, kids.
Robert, these socialists are fucking mental. Like, I've had people come
What
at
have you
me
eaten? I
super fucking hard. What?
What?
I've had people come at me so fucking hard because I dared to criticize my medical system, UK medical system, and Canadian medical system, because they're basically all the same, and we're basically dying on wait lists, and you don't get treated for months and months, and there's risk of things getting worse and the medical system fucking you up more. But I don't know what I'm talking about. Apparently, I've only been on wait list for 2 years to get surgery. So
We only do
Yay.
that for here. So unless you were in the armed forces, you can pretty much get treated. But if you go in the VA, you're going to probably die on a wait list.
Oh, fantastic. That's what happens here. But, like, I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently. That's not what happens. Apparently, our medical system is so much better than the US and the rest of the world.
Don't worry, we're trying to drop our standards too. We'll be right there with you before you know it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you lot want an NHS just like us, don't you?
I don't know why.
I don't advise it.
I hear the horror stories about the patient stacking, how they're all sitting out in ambulances for 3 or 4 hours. That sounds.
Oh, yeah. They'll get, like, you know, trolley beds. Like these tiny trundles, like they put you in the hallway. Oh, sorry. They'd put you in the hallway and they put you like next to the nurse's station. Basically anywhere they could put a fucking spare bed and just like leave you there for ages, not being treated.
That's like
Just
third
like,
world shit right there.
And that's like the VA, Jack. That's like the VA.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I mean, it's even worse than that. It sounds like a war zone. That's what they do when there's like a bomb attack at a hospital or a school or something. They got bodies everywhere in the hospital.
Yeah, Jack, go into a British an emergency on a Friday or Saturday night, mate, and
my god, yeah.
You'll see old people stacked up in the hallway outside the ward.
Yeah, that's horrific. I am so shocked that you guys haven't had a revolution yet.
Oh, but we love our NHS.
Yeah, because the state makes you say that the same way that the people that live in North Korea love Kim Jong-il or whatever.
I'll tell you one thing, Jack. The main reason they haven't had a revolution is everybody learned a lot from the American Revolution compared to the French. And this is a difficult pill to swallow. The American Revolution was winnable because there was a 6-week supply line interruption. There was stockpiled stuff in Canada, but once you go through that, you're waiting roughly 6 weeks for stuff to get there. The French Revolution went sideways because it was incanas. I mean, it was completely contained within the nation. And it went from interesting to a bit horrid to dear Christ to oh my God, genocide to
love the shirt, Beth.
You know, an emperor.
Pretending to be Dax's avatar.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's great.
Wait, what happened? Hang on. Gotta
Look at your screen, dude.
Looking at my screen. Oh, hey, he got it. Yay! I'm so happy.
Well, I suppose that's why they're disarming all your butter knives, Bear.
Where is this?
Oh, I love it. I can't wait for mine to come in.
It smells like mahogany. It doesn't. It smells a bit odd, actually.
Oh, there, you know what it's like, right? It's like, oh, come on, citizens. You know you'd never be able to afford anything out of this system. This system's great for you. You're stuck in it. You're poor.
Only the rich can get access to private healthcare.
Yeah.
Fuck off. They fucked my mother up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They permanently
fucked a lot of people.
Took her under the knife. They fucked her up. They fucked her leg up, and they permanently catheterized her as well.
Ugh.
And you have no redress.
Yeah, you can't sue them either. So they're very well protected.
No, they make you sign forms before you have surgery that you won't hold the hospital liable if anything goes wrong, because they give you the percentages of what can go wrong, and you're not allowed to blame the hospital or the doctor because you've signed something that said you can't. Like, that's happened to a lot of people here as well. I'm permanently in chronic pain and chronic condition because the hospital fucked up. You know, like, there's a lot of cases like that, and it's sad. It's fucked. Like,
yeah, that's why tort reform has to be very carefully constructed. I think Polly would agree with me.
Yes.
We need tort reform because we have way too many frivolous lawsuits. Yet we do not need to remove the liability of malfeasance and malpractice. So it's got to be very carefully crafted. One of the reasons healthcare is so expensive in the United States is we have the Trial Lawyers Association. And they are a blight on they are an absolute blight on the landscape of what used to be a noble profession, that of law. Because the lawyer was the interpreter of that kind of difficult language for the everyday man. But then they became advocates for the cash, the ambulance chaser. And they utterly destroyed affordable health care in the United States.
Also, market forces had something to do with it as well. I mean, nothing ever happens for one reason only, right? Like,
yeah, I know,
there's more students in law school than there are practicing lawyers.
Professions do not advertise. That was a well accepted premise in the United States. CPAs, lawyers, doctors, they hung out the shingles. They did not advertise. It was word of mouth. It was competence.
Isn't Trump trying to fix all of that stuff with the medical system over there?
No, he's taking away the penalty. Well, he's taking away the penalty for not enrolling in Obamacare, which is a good thing because $500 back to people is a fair chunk of change for most folks. And he's looking, I think, at pharma, but it's the TLA, the Trial Lawyers Association, again, that are in the way with big pharma. Because if there is one adverse effect that ends up in death, you too can sue. I mean, you should see the advertisements here. It would make you ill.
I never even knew what mesothelioma was until lawyers told me.
I know.
But don't they give you warnings on the box? Like, it comes with a information sheet with the medication
I'm sorry,
that tells
do you expect
possible...
human beings to understand risk? No. It doesn't work that way in courtrooms. How was the individual...
I don't understand.
Well, I mean, we knew the Surgeon General's warnings went on cigarette packs years ago. Yet the government was successfully able to sue tobacco companies because apparently we're too fucking ignorant to read. That is the way the manipulation in the courts works. It's disgusting. Look, I'm a smoker. My parents were smokers. Any one of us would have come back and haunted the other if they had gone in a court of law and sworn that we were too fucking stupid to know that it was dangerous for us.
Real quick, James Colley again for the fiber. Jack, do you realize the danger you would be putting the people who guide the cattle to the conveyors and packing houses in danger with those corks? Concussions by Oprah. You get a concussion, and you get a concussion, and you get a concussion. Fuck control.
Now, those concussions are workplace hazard, granted. But I'll also be selling a line of special helmets to protect your noggin. They'll be an exclusive. They'll have some cool logos on them, maybe a Pikachu, something sexy and fashionable, but at the same time, safe for your noggin.
You're just as bad as Monkey. I can't. My rental agreement does not allow me. Well, it doesn't allow me to smoke in my house, and the huge security deposit I put down in this place, I definitely want it back. And the landlord here is like ridiculous with damage, so I can't. No smoking inside. But yet, every stream, I got to listen to you or Monkey sparking up every 5 minutes, and it drives me nuts.
Get a vape, asshole.
I do have a vape, and it's not the same thing, and you know that.
I don't have a vape, so I don't know that. So.
Well, you should.
Why are you complaining, Polly?
What's that?
Why are you complaining?
Hang on.
I'm complaining because I can't smoke and I want to.
Gentlemen, this is a definite point of contention because smoking makes you look cool. Whereas vaping looks like you're putting a tampon in your mouth or blowing C-3PO. So,
I want to say something about vaping. Sorry. Interrupted.
I was done. Go ahead.
I saw a 10-year-old
today,
and he was vaping.
She's talking, Bear.
I just wanted to get that started.
That's fine. Yeah, no, there's so many articles and fucking government investigations and all this shit. Today there was an article about a infant dying from ingesting liquid nicotine. Okay? And there's a lot of articles like that in Australia about toddlers, infants, children getting their hands on vapes or getting their hands on liquid nicotine, because liquid nicotine is kind of illegal in most states here, but people still get their hands on it for their vapes. Now, stupid parents don't do proper things to keep this stuff away from their children. So a lot of children either end up in hospital, harmed, or die from liquid nicotine ingestion or like contact on their skin, which is bad enough as well. So it's just pushback legislation to like let vaping be allowed in Australia. Like anything with nicotine in it for vaping is already illegal in Australia. There are people trying to make vapes illegal in Australia because apparently it encourages children to vape instead of smoking cigarettes. And because, you know, there's massive taxes on cigarettes, but there's no taxes on vapes and shit. And like apparently it's too dangerous and people are too stupid to deal with liquid nicotine. Like I'm a person that creates my own juice and does it up with liquid nicotine, and I make my own stuff and I do it safely and I do it properly and I practice battery safety and all of that, and I keep that high up in a locked cupboard away from my children, but probably won't be able to vape soon enough because of stupid parents that let their kids get a hold of either their vape or their liquid nicotine. So there's been a lot of kids dying from the ingestion of liquid nicotine here in Australia. Like, you guys wanna say something on that? Like, are American kids stupider or Australian kids stupider? Or parents?
Everyone's stupid.
Is it parents? They're all stupid.
It's really comes down to a Darwinism thing. See, Darwin's trying to filter those people out, and legislation just keeps them alive. So it's universal. There's a lot of dumb kids out there with really irresponsible, stupid parents.
Ain't that the
And
truth?
for some reason, we try and protect them. I bought a plastic tote the other day, little 10-gallon plastic thing. There's a sticker on the lid of a baby inside that says "Do not," and it's like, "Do not put your kid in this plastic tub; they will suffocate." So that means that actually happened at some point. There was a lawsuit. And what really happened was that is natural selection at work. And they are trying to stop that with these laws. Do not give in to their agenda.
Oh, totally. And it sucks because vaping is a legitimate way of quitting smoking. I've tried every other way. The patches, the tablets, the fucking gum. I've tried like heaps of different ways. And vaping was the only thing that like got me off cigarettes within 3 days. Like the rest of them, I went back to cigarettes and worse. But like people are fucking ruining it. By the way, my son has one of those like plastic sit-on car things where you push yourself along with your feet, right? Yeah. And on the back it has a handle. There's a warning label on that push thing that says "Do not ride on highways."
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You know, some adult probably stole one of those. Some homeless guy tried to play with it out in the highway, got hit by a car, and his family or his crippled ass sued and won. That's probably where that sticker came.
Yeah. Just like the woman that was masturbating with her phone and, you know, inserted her phone into her vagina, and the phone got stuck. The phone got stuck. She had to go to the hospital. She ended up suing the phone company, and they probably could win because the lawyer said, well, there was no warning label in it to say you couldn't do that.
Don't shove this up your twat.
Well, she's lucky it wasn't a Samsung. It might have exploded.
Samsung's not that bad.
Look at it. Look at inflatable pool toys. I was at the beach with some friends.
Do they say do not use in water?
Oh no, it was an inflatable alligator, and the entire underside was full of the warning label. And one of the older people there in my generation was, dear God. Okay, let's listen to this, and started reading it. And it's like, don't let your kids chew on it. Don't let your kids inhale it. Don't let your kids. It's like, okay.
The only one I care about is one that says, don't stick your dick in it.
Yeah, what? Well, there wasn't a whole.
That's their rules.
Yeah. But it was the most ridiculous thing you'd ever seen. And I thought, they sell chairs now with do not use as a ladder.
It's not a ladder. It's an improvised ladder.
Yeah,
There's
and every single fucking one of us past a certain age has grabbed the kitchen chair, climbed up on top of it, and changed the light bulb.
Oh, yeah. We've all done it.
And we all knew that if we fell off the chair, all we were going to do is slink into the doctor's office with the dislocated shoulder going, yeah, I used the chair and I fell off.
No, you blame the cat. I tripped over the fucking cat. That's what you always say. You don't say, I was standing on a chair. He'll look at you like you're retarded.
Yeah, but then I could sue the person who sold me the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it works, which is so strange because if I went to visit someone's house and it was snowing and a little icy, I figure it's up to me to climb the stairs with care.
Mm-hmm.
And to be aware of my footing. I'm not going to sue them out of their home because I fell on my tailbone and fractured it. I'm going to think, why weren't you flat-footing it down the walkway, you idiot? Why weren't you flat-footing it down the walkway? We used to be embarrassed by our own misdeeds, misreads of situations, and now we want to blame, we don't believe in the sky god, but we want to believe in the magic sky god that caused the oopsie, which is really retarded.
Do I hear atheism? I just switched back on.
Yeah,
Atheism.
well, but it's like they want to blame some extraterrestrial force for their own stupidity.
I blame the NHS.
I blame everyone else. James Colley, again, thanks for fiber. If you will suck a vape or a robot dick, it's only a matter of time till you put a real one in your mouth. So there you go. The more you know. And remember, you can learn a lot from a dummy.
God damn it, James Colley. No, you're wrong, sir. You're a generous man, but I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Oh, yeah, James, you've been kicking it. Like, you are my MVP for the day, for sure.
Now, clearly, based on what James just said, vaping was created by the reptilians.
It always comes back to the reptilians.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. We're not structured. Go ahead. Just overtalk. It's good.
There's a Muslim guy that says that the man must always be on top because the man must always have the power. If the woman is on top and has the power, that will eventually lead to the woman pegging you. They'll take all your manliness away. So don't.
I hate to say it, but I love being a bottom. I love being a bottom because I do have all the control. Because there's a lot you can do when you're steering the car. You know what I mean?
No, you're basically banking yourself off with the woman at that point.
That's not such a bad idea.
To be fair, if she's on top and it eventually leads to pegging, she can't peg from the bottom. That's right. She doesn't have the hip power.
You've actually been training yourself to prevent the peg.
Yeah, and you're going to clench up, and it's going to be really weird and awkward. So, yeah, so if she's on top, pegging has to work that way. I just don't see his point A to point B to point C. It just doesn't work that way.
You ever seen those fucking lesbian videos where they fucking strap on dildo each other to death?
Yeah, of course.
Women can't fuck for shit, can they?
No, it's because they don't have that thrusting action that men come with built in. We're like He-Man figures down there. Whereas the ladies have muscles built differently for a different reason.
You have the upper body strength that you can bear the weight to do the thrusting.
Yeah, exactly.
Use my upper body to thrust forward. I just, it's all my hip action,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why we have those narrow hips that make us man spread. So it's nothing against women. That's just one of those biological differences that we refuse to acknowledge anymore.
Biology,
I know
Dude,
it's a hate science.
decolonialize biology immediately.
This white science.
I will call down the lightning upon my enemy.
I think
Because
you
it's
could do
not true. Fuck, I love that video so much. The guy from the back of the room.
Yeah.
But it's not true. And the outrage, the shock that he would claim that bringing lightning down upon your enemies isn't true.
Just because you're not a 5th level wizard doesn't mean everyone else.
They made him apologize for it. You violated the sanctity of our sacred space. That was actually the language they were using to chastise him.
Yeah, that room was built on a sacred tree grove of druids.
I would have, I mean, honest to God, in his case, I would have, I could have explained this to my parents if it had happened in my day. I would have stood up and said, fuck you, I'm not apologizing. You're insane, and walked out of the room. And if they had expelled me from college, I would have happily gone home and said, and this is why.
No, that guy was probably a South African farmer and he's been murdered already.
Yeah.
Those poor South Africans.
Oh, that's not happening.
No, that's not happening though, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. It's all a lie.
Of
Yeah,
course it is.
alt-right rumor.
It's not like my, my Australian South African friends that I actually have. They're telling me a bunch of fibs because they're a bunch of dicks.
Well, that's probably the staging ground where these supposed Australians are doing their acting gig, because we all know Australia doesn't really exist. I heard about it on a Flat Earth page.
Shush, these people don't know I'm an actor. Fuck.
The first time I heard about some of the farm murders, I remember I was listening to a real small stream, and Conscious Caracal was on. He's South African. And he was like, well, I'm really not sure. I think some of that's conflated information. And I was like, tick tock, tick tock. Next time I saw him on Twitter, it was like, all right, take a look at this. And it was like, you were listening to what the media was spinning to you, and now you're getting snippets of the truth. It's like watching Ramoners. It is. It's like watching Ramoners. Oh my God. Well, we're all going to die, and there's never going to be sunshine. And we'll have super gonorrhea, no meat for sandwiches, no fresh fruit and veg. And it's like, knock, 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 knock. You do know that planes go in and out of Great Britain every single fucking day from outside of the EU? You don't think they can't bring food with them?
No. You got to make room for that one guy, that Santa turd.
Yeah. But it's like, are you insane? If the U.S. was able to carry off the Berlin airlift, you don't think that we couldn't, like, here's your grocery shelves restocked. We know you don't like our chlorinated chicken, so you don't get any fucking chicken. But here comes the fruit and veg that you need. We throw away so much in this country. We'd be happy to send it to the UK.
We actually throw away a lot of food as well. A lot. Because it's quote unquote ugly.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I like the rule in France that like they can't throw away decent food. They have to give it to the homeless.
That was the one sensible thing I've seen France do since the fall of the monarchy.
I mean, why waste the food? I agree with that.
Oh, absolutely. I stopped somebody in a grocery store. They were raking limes out of a bin, and they were very yellow limes. You know, they weren't all that green.
Sure.
Persian limes. And I said, are you getting ready to throw those away? And he's like, I have to, because they don't look good. And I was like, but you're raking them into a bin. You're telling me that I couldn't negotiate a discount to buy all of that lime from you.
No,
lime pie's good with yellow lime.
I'd be happy to take it home, squeeze it out, freeze it up, and I'd have lime ice cubes to drop in my tea, in my water. And he's like, I understand you're making a great deal of sense, but no, I can't.
Yeah.
It's considered damaged produce.
Don't worry, the Freegans will be in that dumpster in an hour, fishing it out and fighting over it.
Well, I'd hope so. I would hope so in that case, because that was fucking insane. I've worked at a food bank that's getting a lot of stuff that's old, and we'll pick through it. The Scoosh strawberry gets chucked out. We rebin the stuff, and it's being given away to people who are in hard times. They're happy to have it. Can't we just not spread that around?
I would do that with canned food. I'd call it drive-by homeless feeding. I'd be driving down the street, chucking canned food at them. Oh, man, that's so sexy sounding.
But it's this whole business, back to the Brexit thing, that there won't be drugs. Like, really? There's a big old wide rest of the world out there except the European Union.
Yep.
It's chicken little, chicken little, chicken little, chicken little, chicken little story after another. And it doesn't make any sense that people are buying this crap. Project Fear, it's well named.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's fucking retarded.
Well, you think, wait, the Germans are doing it. I mean, it's like the old propaganda during World War II.
Mm-hmm.
They're just running the same damn scam on the British public. But this time, the British public's falling for it.
They run out of BLTs.
Now, listening to the stories around Brexit's kind of like waiting on the stories for Pizzagate to break.
Yeah.
So, when is this actually going to happen, if ever?
Is that an actual question that you're asking me?
Yeah, I was curious.
Oh.
I don't actually know a whole lot about dates.
It's supposed to happen on the 29th of March. Supposed to.
That's the final triggered date. Can't go past this. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Once we go past that date, we're out. And the EU have said that they won't give us an extension and they won't renegotiate. So I think the EU actually wants us to crash out of the EU. I'm kind of hoping that's what they're planning.
So that's ridiculous.
I haven't been clear on this, Bear. Without a plan in place, without an exit strategy that's been approved by Parliament, and Theresa May's was not. Okay, so what happens at the end of March? It's ultra hard Brexit.
Well, it's not. Oh, it's just a hard no deal Brexit.
It's like a full no lube. We're out of here.
It's like whee down the slide we go.
Now, why would you think that would be an interest to the EU? Because I thought they were trying to gangster all kinds of billions of dollars out of the UK.
The EU hates nation states. They hate the idea of nation states. They hate the idea of nationalism and patriotism and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They want a super state, and they want to use us as an example to the rest to get them in line, because some European nations are becoming extremely Eurosceptic. Italy, Spain, even Germany's getting to that point at the moment, France. And they want it to look so bad. They want to point at us and go, look, this is what happens when you leave the EU.
But they do realize, like, the amount of contributions that you guys make.
Oh yeah, they know.
Then that's foolish of them to even want that.
That's what I mean. How is that in their interest? Like,
well, they are bureaucrats, so.
Well, they also the worst negotiator possible has been engaged.
Now, are you worried, Bear, that they'll try some sort of last-minute tactic if they finally figure it out that this may not be such a great plan, and try some kind of military response?
They don't have one.
Okay, good luck.
They don't have one.
We'd rate the fuck out of them if they tried it, but they haven't got a military yet anyway. So
yet, but give it a year and see what happens, because they're still talking about an EU army. If they form that, they may want you back.
Good luck to them.
Hey, those Germans don't give up, man. Once they try and get something, they keep going after it.
Yeah, I know.
I still say good luck to them.
Well, the UN peacekeeping force is still a thing, Ryan. At least to my knowledge, it is anyway.
I was just wondering if that conspiracy theory was out there yet, that they might try and come in and take you back.
Good luck. They tried it before, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
It didn't work out too well for them.
No, not really. And we of all people know how much the Germans suck. We got your back.
Yeah, but well, one of I'm not trying to suck up to anybody, but in my opinion, one of the most impressive stories and events to come out of World War II was how long Britain stood on its own against Germany when they weren't prepared to do so. Thank
the
you.
Battle of Britain. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
like
It's such a kiss ass.
I'm fuck kissing ass. It's a goddamn impressive fucking story. Like,
it's
you know what I
it's
mean?
a fact is what
Yeah.
it is.
You know, it's like there's
Sea
British.
Lion?
I'm sorry.
Was it Project Sea Lion, Hitler's attempt to invade the UK?
His big plan that he never brought in, but I think Polly's addressing the Battle of Britain.
Before we go on about Germany some more, James Colley, another fiver says, last one. Dax, thanks for keeping my boredom to a minimum tonight. Hope this improved your mood and you keep doing these streams. They help my spirits. Keep my spirits up while working. Thanks again. Dude, I intend to do this more often considering Monkey's changing his schedule a little bit, so it should be more of a regular thing for you guys so there's no downtime, so we keep up with that whole keeping you guys entertained throughout the whole morning thing.
The Battle of Britain was incredible. The odds that the airmen were going against. The Germans made mistakes. They
Lots
did
of
not.
them.
Oh, they made huge mistakes. They did not completely obliterate the airfields.
Okay, but beyond like the particular tactics, like compared to today, it's like Barry, you said, well, okay, they've tried it before. Yes, but are there not a few more fifth columns within the UK now that there weren't then?
Mm.
Yeah, Corbyn and his ilk.
And God knows who else. I don't know. Like,
But at the same time, there's going to be more allies in Europe because there's a lot of people that don't want to be part of the EU anymore. I mean, you do hear about stories of people saying we went out too, especially like Italy has been saying that a lot more lately.
Hungary.
Yeah, why would Hungary, different
Poland.
story. But Italy's just getting the brunt of North African immigration waves in such a
using NGO ships into that.
Yeah, but they've also shut off access.
Well, you have to after a while.
No, that was the weird thing about this new alliance in Italy and why the EU was so upset about it, that they wanted their finance people to say, no, you're illegitimate. And the Italians, for once, since World War I, raised their middle finger and was like, good luck. We're like, no. And then Spain started taking them.
Yeah, I find it ironic that Italy has taken so many people since they were the creators of fascism. And now they have total chaos when they used to have the trains running on time.
They never. Oh, Jesus, please.
Hey, the trains were on time.
Yeah, they were pieces of shit, but it worked for a minute.
Yeah, a minute. Yeah, this poor Mussolini. Well, he is actually, if anybody that's looking at fascism, honestly, Nazism is not fascism. It's Hitlerism. It's his own particular brand. Mussolini and Franco were two different
So I understand that, but look at Mussolini's head shape. He had a very criminal head.
Yeah, he was
It's like a Beagle Boy from the DuckTales cartoon.
Mussolini and Lenin were friends at school.
And they both had criminal heads.
Yeah,
Lenin looked like a supervillain that would foil Sherlock Holmes, and Mussolini looked like a cartoonish thug murderer from a cartoon series. So, yeah, you can't trust either one of them.
But they were two guys with the same plan that took two different paths to implementation.
Yeah, I'm just saying they went from that to being
lizard people.
Yeah, ruled by lizard people that were taking a bunch of immigrants, so-called, from other countries and letting them flood all over the place.
Goddamn immigrant lizard people.
Yeah, that's obviously one of the docking stations from the lizard people home world, and they are just assimilating into the Muslim immigrants so that they can sneak in and infiltrate more of Europe.
I would have
It's
thought
the
you would
slow
have.
march of the lizards.
Why didn't you pick the Vatican City as the docking station?
Too obvious.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you know what docking means in the gay world,
Yeah, I know what it means, and that was my point.
Well, the Catholics, they mostly prefer the younger ones. If you know
Well,
what I'm
they finally have an intersex scandal. Finally. Thank you. I mean, the blessed relief. Nun sex slaves. This is nice. Thanks for the change of pace, guys.
it has to go to sex at some point in the night, or it's not a stream.
Well, but there is. I mean, the guy that was supposedly inside the Vatican investigating all the sex crimes inside the church was diddling nuns. I guess we should give him props for being hetero.
I guess. As long as he didn't diddle a kid, I guess
And
I'm okay with him
not a
banging a nun.
pedo, but it's and by that, ladies and gentlemen, I do not mean to imply that homosexuals are pedos.
She does.
She does.
Heterosexuals are pedos also, but this is a heterosexual who was not a pedo. It's remarkable.
I'm sorry, Prospero. You just besmirched about 1 billion fucking Catholics, but you got all PC when it came to the hetero pedo thing.
Well, this dude was in charge of
investigating
sex crimes.
Where you decided to get touchy made me laugh. That's all.
I just wanted to make
Paulie
sure
wants her
that
to get touchy, guys.
You gotta
somebody.
give the Catholics some credit. Not all of them are pedophiles. They just diddle nuns.
Well,
They're
that's
just sexual harassers.
Well, that's the amusing thing about this is the utter out of control behavior, which is why, once again, I will say, as an unrepentant Protestant, let your priests marry for Christ's sake.
Exactly. People that's their own, and they won't touch anybody else.
Wait, we got to specify that a little more. Let them marry other adults.
Well, yes.
I take this 9-year-old as my bride.
I could never understand how an unmarried person could do pre-Cana counseling for people who are getting ready to get married. It's like, if you haven't been married, shut your gob.
I want an American black pope.
Oh, if he's Southern Baptist, that'll be hilarious.
Some nice.
Aren't they all pastors?
Some gospel fucking shit.
Oh no, they're black Catholics in the U.S. Dorky.
Vatican City.
Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court justice, was raised within a Catholic community.
I want a black
Well,
pope to
yeah,
go,
but like,
black pope to bust out and going, "Sup, niggas?"
well, yeah, like there are black people in different churches. I know that, but like, aren't most black religious leaders like pastors?
I think they're pastors. Yeah, there's not many. There's pastors and preachers. They don't really have a whole lot of priests in the the open world that we see, but they do exist.
Oh yeah, they're just not tons of them because so many of them came out of the South, and the South was more Protestant than Catholic overall.
So when they induct this pope, this black pope, let's say from New York or wherever they're from, are they? You know how they release the black smoke?
Mm-hmm.
Is it instead going to be a big poofy cloud of weed smoke?
It's actually white smoke, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but is it going to be weed smoke?
Yeah, I know, but they don't release.
You can
black
correct me on the
smoke,
technical aspects of the joke after I make the joke.
Oh, well, you got to get your joke straight.
Don't care.
If it makes a Snoop Dogg the pope, I guess it's guaranteed.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
What it is, homie.
Yeah, the big fish head hat's going to have a big weed symbol on it.
Big puff of green smoke comes out.
Oh God, I just realized this tagline. Yeah, it's D-O-double-G for the G-O-D.
Nice.
Oh my God.
I love this. This has been one of my favorite things so far. Great imagery. Very, very generous James tonight. And good friends. We got a daddy out of fucking Dorky. That's awesome. Oh man.
We have poor Polly wondering why he's not working on his dissertation.
Yeah.
Because he'd rather be fiddling about with graphics.
I worked on my dissertation all day today. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Is it any good?
I think
It's a dissertation. Why are you asking that question?
What's it up?
Little pride. Answer him, Polly.
answer who? What? I did. You all talk over each other. I didn't even fucking hear him. What?
What are you doing your dissertation on, Polly?
Institutional change inside of government sections.
Are you sure of your dissertation?
I was trying to think of a way to make it vague as possible.
Which is why dissertations tend to be amusing. Because it's like, how can I be as general as possible?
He's trying not to dox himself.
Well,
There you go.
Yeah, but also specific within a particular thing.
All right, Polly, let me help you with your dissertation. You guys sexy it up. Throw some plutonium in there somewhere in the plot line. Just work it in. They'll appreciate it later. Don't worry about it. Just trust me.
Make your article glow.
Yeah, it makes
Ace,
every story better.
big fluffy white cat.
I think polonium might be more entertaining. He goes in to defend his dissertation. Would
No, not
anyone care
literally.
for any tea?
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, this is awesome. Your budgeting seems good. What's this about plutonium? It's just got sexier."
Exactly.
Excuse me for a second. Peter, Melbourne sucks. It's fucking stupid. It's a shit place with boring fucking graffiti
Hey.
and deconstructed coffee.
Leave our Peter alone.
So vile. Fight.
I will fight you. Don't you pick on our Peter.
Man, you don't want to mess with an Aussie chick.
Oh, God. Yeah, that comeback. He's like, fuck you, ho. You suck.
No, Peter and I just mess around. You know.
So you're slapping Peter around?
Haha.
He gets me back.
I win.
Someone
Oh, how
wants
long have we
me
been
to
going
say
for?
the what? Someone wants me to say the word bogan. Why?
She said bogan all the time. She refers to herself as a bogan.
I'm born and bred bogan, mate.
Fucking criminal.
Yeah. Aren't they all?
Mm-hmm.
Bogan
Bloody
blood
Tom.
sounds like an infectious disease of some kind. Dude, I got some bogan blood.
Yeah, so James lied and he tossed me another $5. He said, sorry I lied, but it's Bear's, Polly's, and Prospero's fault. One, can we agree that Mussolini was well hung?
Yes.
Two, did anyone see the Young Pope miniseries on HBO? The opening scene monologue was fucking awesome. So this might be my last one. Yeah, I don't think so, James, but no, I also didn't see that Young Pope. I didn't even know that was a thing. Any of you guys see that? I didn't even heard of that.
I don't even know which pope it was in reference to.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Is it
I'm
about
more,
Frankie?
I'm more interested in the legend of the female pope.
Yep.
It'll happen one day.
No, allegedly it already happened.
Yes.
And this one they've erased from the history books because she may have given birth and the oopsies happened and then they killed her.
Well, there were popes that were parents in the past. The vow of celibacy didn't enter the church official canon until the First Vatican Council of the 19th century.
But an unmarried woman posing as a man that gets pregnant and plops a kid out, that kind of goes against some of the Catholic stuff. I'm not a Catholic, so I don't know exactly what
This was all situational. You got to understand. Take a good Reformation history class. You're like, okay, I get it. Transitioning morals. I follow you.
Oh, it had Jude Law as the Pope, apparently. That actually sounds kind of interesting.
Gay confirmed. Quick, get Lauren in here.
Right, Daxy baby, I'm gonna go. I've got fucking videos to make.
Ah.
Oh, better places to be, huh?
So he says.
Bear, your Hoarders video was great. You got to do another Hoarders one.
I
At some
will. But thank you for having me on. And Jack, I'm glad you enjoyed the Hoarder video. Everybody should give it a watch. And I have 2 videos to make today, so I shall see y'all later.
See you later.
Bye, Bear.
Have a fabulous day.
The ramp no state.
We're at no state. Oh God,
Gotta love our bear.
he's so fuzzy.
He isn't he?
Well, I think how long have we been going for real? I think we started at 2:10, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
we've been going a while.
Don't know.
Dunno. I knew a guy who used to say that when you asked him something, he'd be like, "Dunno." He wasn't even foreign. He just had the accent whenever he said "dunno."
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't understand why some people do that. If you ever notice, like, people will find a phrase that they absolutely love, and it'll be foreign to them. Like, it's when you hear like a weeb, like one of the cringe weebs, like, it's a kawaii, and it's like, shut the fuck up. It's cute. You're in America, say it's cute. I can understand you saying it like an anime convention. When you're out in the, like, just walking down the street and you see a little dog you think's adorable, it's not kawaii, it's precious.
Those are just social retards, dude.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, there's more of them now.
they ruined the weeb.
You beach.
I just love listening to white guys tell Japanese fans how to be.
I am a Japanese fan in things other than just anime, so
I enjoy a nice
I
Japanese
think I
vagina.
figured that out.
Now, as somebody who enjoys Japanese vagina and other orifices, I would have to say I'm more Japanese than some of the anime nerds because I've at least touched a woman's boobies. So I would gladly tell them all day long what to do.
You boys are into the whole Boku no Pico, I'm guessing.
get the fuck out.
Wow.
What?
I could ban you right now.
Well, I just figured you were a fan of Boku no Pico. Like,
No.
you're a classy dude.
Get down.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't want to know what that is.
Then you know nothing.
Oh my god! Don't even look it up. It's not good for you.
Most things aren't.
It's really not. Yeah, Evil says once you go Asian, you'll never go Caucasian.
You bitch.
I love Asian girls. I love the language. I love the culture. But I'm white as Casper.
Oh my god,
I
this is
think-
horrifying.
That
Did
was
you look it up?
I found the Wikipedia page.
He looked it up.
Why'd you fall for that? I can't basically Boku no Kitty porn.
Gross.
You're a beach if you don't watch all 3 episodes.
Oh my god! Don't watch all.
I'm okay being a bitch. It's fine.
Oh my god! There's so many things wrong with Boku no Pico.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, Frostbite doesn't know nothing about no anime.
I watched early anime or Seatra. Some of the Tenchi. I mean, as far as
or Tenchi in Tokyo.
Tenchi Muyo.
Good, the OG.
The 1 through 6, the ones that didn't go into the shitter. My husband
Right
was
after Tenchi in Tokyo.
my husband was a fan of anime, and I'd say I take best to what was it, Ramen 1/2?
Ramen, Ramen and a half or whatever it was.
Ramen and a half. That was entertaining, and
I like the
What?
premise of that one.
some Bubblegum Crisis.
It's good.
We had a friend who actually drew for Ursa Asura, but the I'd rather watch Miyazaki.
Well, Miyazaki's got that certain style that keeps like just regular Western audiences going back to it.
Well, it's also the stories were good, and it's just the Lupin.
Lupin's great.
Yeah, Castle Cagliostro is a blast.
Yeah, that got a lot of people into Lupin the Third.
It's an extremely funny movie.
It's a great series in and of itself. I love I love the way Lupin interacts with other people. Because it's not even so much that the heists are well planned or they have a really good idea or that they're really lucky. It's just their interactions are what make that show. Like,
oh yeah, it is. It's completely the character.
I like the English dub of that. It's actually very good.
They have done well finally, because the first time I watched Totoro, Kiki, Nausicaa, and Lapta off of a transcription, sitting in my lap, having to look back and forth, trying to read the script. None of them had been dubbed. This was back in the 90s. And then they did the horrible first dub of Kiki. and Totoro, my neighbor Totoro. Oh God, burn it with fire. And then after Miyazaki sent Disney the katana and said no cuts and got them to get voice actors.
Voice actors.
Yeah, things improved.
Oh yeah, like, I love Princess Mononoke suffered from the same thing. Like they couldn't find a good English cast until Disney like put its foot down and got some really good heavy hitters.
Well, yeah, because I mean the deal that everybody knew that Miyazaki was derivative from Disney.
Sure.
There was no way not to realize that Disney had set the standard, and then Miyazaki, as an animator in Japan, was trying to, in a Japanese way, mirror that standard.
Oh, he's very much Japanese Disney.
Oh, yeah. Well, but nobody draws, Studio Ghibli, nobody draws clouds or trees that well.
He's phenomenal. Like, even if it's his art and not the movies, if he would just stuck to manga, it would have been still a dream come true to watch.
Wind Across Grass. Just the images. And it's why Spirited Away hit so hard in the US, because people had had some experience with anime and then they got to see, look, I understand people like their Dragon Ball and all that kind of stuff, but I saw Akira in a theater and I was like, wow, nice work.
That's some fucked up shit. Like, have you ever read the manga?
No, I didn't. I was like, I don't really need it explained. Okay.
It's good. It's really good. Like even the stuff that they don't talk about within the movie itself. There's a decent chunk of content they didn't discuss, but it's a really good read, especially for, I dare say, someone like you. And don't take that the wrong way.
No, I understand.
I'll get it for you.
I knew fuck all about it until I started dating my husband. And that was in 1990. And he was enthusiastic about it. And I said, okay, I'll watch. And it was the animation of Totoro that captured me. It's an adorable story. Mm. And I know that people are like, wow, that's so sweet. I was looking at the art. I was looking at the trees and the sky and the wind across grass and the animation of the cat bus and
yeah,
and also
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you're interested in the art of anime, I have a few really, really good animes that I could show you that has amazing fucking art in it. Like, there's one anime I would suggest to you that the art is so beautiful, especially in the landscaping, the wind, and it goes right down to like someone's quivering lips. Like, it's fucking amazing. So if you enjoyed the artwork, I have a few for you.
Do you follow me on Twitter?
I think so.
I think we are linked. My DMs are open.
Oh, sweet. But yeah. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Akira Battle Angel, because, there's that live action movie coming out. I know there was only 2 episodes of the anime, but the manga was really good. If they fuck it up, I'm going to be pissed, like I fuck up every other live action movie. But if no one's seen or read Akira Battle Angel, I suggest you go and watch it. It's unfortunate there's only 2 episodes, so look at the manga. But I bet you they're going to fuck it up like they do every other live action movie.
They think they have to change things to make American audiences like them, but without realizing that there's already an American audience that likes them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they want to
just
appeal to. They want to get a larger audience. Like that, I saw the Bleach movie. That was pretty good. The live action one.
I've been putting it off because I kind of stopped watching Bleach about a quarter into it. Not because it was necessarily bad, just because I did not have the time to devote to following another series at the time.
Well, I'm not talking about the cartoon. I'm talking about the live action Netflix thing.
Well, I know I haven't watched the movie because I haven't.
Oh, I've never watched the cartoon, so.
I bet it's not worth a live action movie. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off with live action versions of anime. They almost always fuck it up completely. Like, if you follow the anime and the manga, like, it's no point seeing a live action version of the fucking anime because it's not going to be true to the anime. Just like Death Note was, like, probably on the fucking level of, like, Avatar Last Airbender and Dragon Ball Z. Like, it was on that level of shit for live action movies of anime. So I just find them not worth it.
Well, they're really not appealing to anime fans, are they? They're looking to break into the normie market. That's where the money's at.
They messed up Death Note so much that they made the woman the, like, intelligent one that was, like, leading the way when it wasn't like that at all in the story. Like, it's just like, oh, we have to put the woman on top because, you know, women have to rule the world. It's just like...
Oh, no, you can't put...
They didn't...
You can't put women on top because that's how you get pegged.
But they didn't just not stay true to the anime. They fucking changed so much of it that it's just like, yeah, like the monster in Death Note was like, it looked cool and shit, but the story like just didn't sit. Sorry, I'm gonna get a little passionate.
No, I don't know that much about anime. I have a passing understanding of some of it.
Well, I'm kind of crazy. Like, all I watch is anime. Apart from YouTube videos, I only watch anime because I'm a fucking weirdo.
No, you're not, because when I was a child, I watched Looney Tunes cartoons, and what's the difference? I mean, if there's a story with characters and... I mean, there's a lot of difference in drawing and cultural.
What's the difference? I'm glad you ended that on what you said.
No, but I'm saying there's what people watch is what they want to watch. What they eat is what they want to eat.
Understand.
It's, I mean, I was 32 years old before I encountered anime. So it was kind of late to come to it with the enthusiasm. And also, anime was not that big in the US. You know, there is geographical concern to some extent as to how culture spreads and how quickly it spreads. And it just didn't, I mean, it never... It was clicking for my husband, who was a science fiction and fantasy fan, and then encountered anime, so he was in it in the 80s. I didn't know Bupkis until the early 90s about any of it.
Snubbeth said, I keep forgetting Prospero is grandma, dear.
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, I am. I mean, I'm 60 years old, for Christ's sake. I mean...
I know, but you don't usually mention how old a woman is.
I don't care. It doesn't. It's not, I don't require courtly manners. I don't live in...
Oh, good.
You know, shit to my ego.
It makes it easy.
You mean to tell me I've been curtsying this whole time?
If you've been curtsying, you've got some gender issues, buddy.
Hey, don't you shame me for wanting to do ballet.
I'll teach you a court bow. It's as elegant.
No, my back hurts. Lift with the knees, not with the back, right?
The bow is not supposed to be from the back. The old court...
From the knees.
Nope, you just bend over and snap right back up.
Yeah. Oh, my God. You're not Japanese, are you?
Wait, what do you mean it says Dork is pulling a gender double standard. What's that mean? What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't ask a lady about her age is a gendered thing.
What are
No,
you
it isn't.
saying? Oh my god, you're getting me so triggered. I don't even know what I can do. This is so totally insane. Oh my god.
Yeah, really. So don't tell me what I can do, asshole. Is the answer. It's just always been the answer.
Next, you'll be showing your ankles when you go swimming.
I know.
Oh my god, take some photos. That fucking whore is showing her ankles and her wrists.
Yeah, she's not even wearing a burkini.
That's some fucking porn to sell in Iraq. I mean, you make fucking bank on that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I know.
Polly.
At least I know Miyazaki. I figure I'm ahead of the game if I know Miyazaki. And
Oh,
I always forget to
same.
say Nausicaa Valley of the Wind for people who
That's
never knew the original title.
Yeah, I'm glad they
Saying that, don't know.
sort of updated it because that wasn't that great. Let's be fair.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just like joking around when you say like you don't ask a woman your age. Like, I wasn't being serious about that.
I didn't think you were, dear.
Oh no, I'm talking to the person in chat.
Well, whoever they are, they can kiss my ass because I don't care if somebody asks how old I am. I mean, it's
Well,
nice
yeah, I
of
don't
them.
really give a
It's
shit
nice
about
that somebody wants to be courtly and polite. But
I think the person in chat was just joking.
I hope so.
Mm.
Kill them all.
They
Be
put a
safe.
little smiley face in there. So
Yeah. How sexy can I say mummy? Well,
What?
we don't say mommy here. Like, it's weird. We say mummy. But don't know how sexy personally I can
But why would you want to
do
be in a
that.
That's kind of creepy
Huh?
to go, Mummy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I know.
Are you like trans Egyptian? You want your mummy?
yeah, I was just
What
gonna
the
make
fuck is asking? Like, well, that's just how we say it because mommy sounds weird to us. Like,
Nah,
doesn't
mommy.
that sound weird in Australian slang, mommy?
Yeah, it does. It sounds like you're saying Marmy.
Mummy.
Huh?
No, it's like if you were like talking about marmalade, mommy. That flat O for mommy. Mummy makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't know how sexy I can do that snub, honestly.
Yeah, and it's gonna be creepy.
That is
Oh my god. Snub said Prospero stepmom porn is big right now.
Oh God, gross!
It really is.
I know it is. I know it is. I don't want to know that it is. There were things I didn't need to know before I died. That's one of them.
And
knowing is half the battle.
No, sometimes knowing is half the reason I'm going to go load the 9mm and chew on a bullet.
Did we lose Polly? Did he fall asleep?
No, I'm right here. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's saying talking to us.
Oh,
He's waiting for somebody to make
I
sense.
know a lot better than to fucking interfere when people are talking about their animu.
Hey, fuck.
Animu, bite me.
What?
Polly, they're called cartoons.
Hey,
I like calmly now. I like anime. I'm just not deeply steeped in it. So it's like when people start talking about it, it's like the last thing you want to do is like mispronounce a Japanese name or something because they'll be on you like fucking hounds on a bloody fox. It's wild.
oh,
I
I'm not
understand.
like that,
People get
but-
nerdy about their stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, I would probably
Oh.
like anime if it wasn't for the fans of anime.
You just got to ignore them and watch it on your own. Don't engage with them. Just pick something that looks good and quietly watch it.
Nope, I gave up.
I'm so deep in it that like I'm nowhere near weeb. I'm a fucking otaku. Okay, sorry.
Otaku means
Whatever.
nerd for those who don't know. Like super nerd, actually, be more specific.
I'm like a super anime nerd. I'm not a weeb, okay? I don't want to transform myself into the Japanese culture and get like so fucking into anime that it turns into a whole Japan thing. Like Japan's core in my house. Like I don't do that. I'm an otaku.
That's a good example. I didn't realize Zelthor was in chat. We were talking about anime last night, and I tend to like period anime from like the Meiji period and the Edo period, you know, samurai stuff and ninjas and shit like that. And some cyberpunk stuff, but mostly period stuff. Anyway, I had no idea that there was a remake of, or a live action remake of Rurouni Kenshin.
You didn't know that? I would have expected that to have been one of your favorites.
I had no idea it even existed. I love the OVAs, was a big fan. The series was a little, I don't know, not as serious, not as well written, so I didn't get into it as much.
I mean, did you watch Samurai X ever?
Well, see, now here there's a good example. I said, they said, well, what anime do you like, Paulie? When we were in Discord, and I said, oh, I like Samurai X, and like, Samurai X? Are you crazy? Rurouni Kenshin, that's the name. Don't ever call it again. Like I said, hounds on a bloody fox, right?
They're two different things. See, Samurai X was the explanation on how he got to where he was, essentially leading into the events of Rurouni Kenshin.
Does Samurai X have a brother that races horses?
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna stick bubbles on you, right? Whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, so Zelda sent a couple of links by, like, oh, check out this fight scene and this fight scene, and I was like, holy shit. It was so cool the way they were using anime fighting scene tropes, but done in live action. Like, you would never actually do that in a live fight, but that's not the point. Like, it looked a lot like an actual anime scene of a sword fight, and I was like, yeah, I'm sold on this. I gotta get these, and downloaded the first one last night. I'm looking forward to it.
You need to start watching more.
Yeah,
dude. There's a ton of stuff from those type of periods.
I mean, fucking Ninja Scroll's great. But it does the thing that so many Japanese things do and get really sexually weird for no reason.
I was gonna say it's Ninja Scroll. If you didn't get to the sex parts, beware.
No, I mean, I saw Ninja Scroll a good while back, and then there was like the 12-part episodic Ninja Scroll, which was super cool. That was so well done.
Let's see what other good ones that I'm trying to think of stuff from the period. It's just hard to list them off the top of my head. There were a lot.
I only found out about Kenshin one time when I literally just searched for it. Like, samurai period anime. There's got to be more than just the few bits I've seen. Like, come on. And like, it's like top 10 list. And I was like, what's this Rurouni Kenshin? Okay, I'm going to look for it.
I could send you a list of them if you like.
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter. I follow you on Twitter.
Will do.
So just DM me.
Oh, sweet. I feel special.
Oh, God, you've opened up the Pandora's box. You
Which
told
is probably
Nothing.
Is there a comic where the hero or anti-hero is a lonely stoner? Jack, what do you think?
I'd imagine it'd be by Kevin Smith if there was.
And wait, a loony stoner or a loner stoner?
Loner stoner.
It says loony.
It says loony, but I read it as lonely.
Closest thing I
Five
could
easy pieces.
Now, if it is loony, like crazy stoner, well, yeah, it's totally something different.
closest thing I could come up with would be like Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't lonely, man. He had the whole gang.
No, not
riding around
lonely.
in the mystery machine.
Loony.
Oh,
It's loon Y. Loony.
like crazy stoner,
Like silly, goofy.
Yeah.
Blunt Man and Chronic. Exactly, Ryan.
Yeah, they did a comic of that. for a bit. But yeah, I would say that there's not many. I would go for that if you want to do that. But I don't know how long you could put stoner humor and
Loony, crazy,
actually make
wacky.
it interesting.
Yeah, as in crazy wacky. I see that zombie. Because it's like stoner, not so much. But if you want to go into like alcoholism and pills, oh fuck, there's a bunch.
Yeah, like something like "Dude, Where's My Car?" That type of comedy has a very niche audience, and you can do it for a little while. So I would try and go with graphic novels as opposed to like regular series issues.
Yeah,
And
like
just try and
how
do
long is
specific.
how long could you stretch out the storyline for, like, I don't know, Pineapple Express? It's just not going to last.
But you could do like a bunch of one shots where it's a specific adventure, sort of like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. That's a specific adventure. The Dude, Where's My Car? Totally different type of adventure, but it would be two different stories that you could do with them. So you could make it work, but I don't think it'd work as a regular series.
You could do like a 3-parter, and that would be as far as you can go.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the concept of the Looney Stoner, and I would go with that as a title, Looney Stoner. But I don't know of any comics like that. That'd be indie stuff. That would be a little too obscure for even me. I'm more mainstream superhero stuff.
Jack, back me up on this. You're a big fan of John Woo. You love The Killer, Hard Boiled, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Okay. Well, people who have poor taste in action movies, I guess.
Face Off sucked.
Okay. I'm talking with Zelthor last night, and we were having this conversation because there's a lot of weebs out there that absolutely take the position of no, it has to be subs. I can't listen to dubs. You know what I mean? They refuse to watch an anime that's been overdubbed. And then there's the furthest gone of the weebs, like the ones that have like cat ear berets and shit, that they don't speak Japanese, they don't turn the subs on, and they don't turn the dub on. And it's like, yeah, but how do you know what's going on? Because it's pure. Like they get real weird like that, right?
Well, see, that annoys me, and that's why I call myself an otaku, because I'm not a fast reader, and like I do enjoy the subs, and I enjoy some of the actors in the subs, but I cannot keep up with the text. It goes through too fast for me to read what it actually says, so I kind of have to watch the dubs. And some dubs end up being better than the subs in individual animes. Like, not a lot, like subs are still really good, but there are some really good dubs out there, and I got to watch dubs, unfortunately.
And so I'm trying to explain to Zelthor how like Hong Kong action flicks work, how they get like British actors to do impressions of American accents, and that's who does the dub. And I'm like, it's hard to explain, but it has a charm all its own. And what
about the American actors that like do the British accents and shit?
Well, the point being is that it's like, no, the lip syncs don't match up and nothing like that, but that's not the point. If it's cool to watch The Killer in the original Cantonese, but man, there's just something old school and throwback and nostalgic about watching it with the bad overdub. Am I wrong here? Or am I right?
No, it's like watching two different movies. You're watching them for different reasons.
Definitely.
You're watching the subs, the subtitled one, because subs to me means something much different, like sexy lady subs. But
it's way different.
Subtitles are more pure to the actual material most of the time, whereas the dubbed ones are so over the top silly. Great examples would be The Last Hero in China with Jet Li, where it's like watching two completely different movies because the dialogue that's dubbed in is from a different script, and it doesn't always line up with the dialogue from the dubbing. So you not only do you get different phraseology, but it means completely different things.
Oh yeah, totally. But you get the odd movie where like the dub ends up being very, very fucking similar to the sub, like with what they're saying.
Yeah, it depends on how old the movie is, though. Stuff from the 70s and 80s is especially hilarious for action movies. Even some of the early 90s stuff. But you go back to like Jet Li's movies and like old Michelle Yeoh movies like Wing Chun. And it's very different than what is subtitled in. Like, because the subtitling is usually much more recent. And they have an actual person that speaks natively the language that's translating it to a more literal way. So I would say it's very much like if you want a hilarious movie, watch Ninja Wars with the dubbing on.
Oh god.
Yeah, that movie is fucking hilarious dubbed. Subtitles, it's a very serious movie.
It's so
totally
good.
different movie. But yeah, those are my three best examples for that, Polly. Would be Ninja Wars, Wing Chun, and Last Hero in China, because it does have its own unique charm. I grew up watching Chopsaki Theater, and some of those were just ridiculous dialogue, and they were just hilarious to watch. But when you watch it in Cantonese or in Japanese with subtitles, you're like, oh, it's a serious movie. It's not quite as funny anymore.
Yeah, imagine watching The Seventh Samurai.
I love that movie.
I know, but imagine watching it with shit dubbing.
Oh god, that would ruin it.
It's Kurosawa was so measured.
Yeah.
That you don't need, you can keep up with subtitles.
Oh
yeah, and I mean, like,
I love
what's his name? Toshiro Mifune wasn't exactly a speaky actor anyway. He did so much facial expression and body posture and everything. Like,
yeah, it was very theatrical.
Yeah,
and so it didn't need that kind. But the entire idea of somebody saying, "Hey, let's overdub Kurosawa," it's like, let's find a tar pit and drop that person into it.
Well, the Criterion collection of Hard Boiled has a new overdub on it, and it's a literal translation from the Cantonese. And so it's great because a lot of the stuff doesn't make sense. It's a literal translation, and it's like, yeah, but if you do that, you're walking on fire and water. And it's like, what does that mean? Like, it's an aphorism or a metaphor in Cantonese that doesn't translate, but they just did a literal translation. So figure it out, man.
Yeah, I saw The Seventh Samurai dubbed, which is way better.
Well, I mean, that was the only way you could get a lot of them was dubbed in the 80s, especially when I was growing up, and then early 90s, through most of the 90s, actually, till like eBay came along. And then even then, it was very expensive. It was very niche market. And thankfully, I'm not an anime fan because that would have cost me a fucking fortune.
Oh, yeah, you'd have blown all your money on shit overdubs, and then the good ones would have come out, and you would have been like, oh, not again.
Yeah, my brother was real into martial arts movies, so I got to see a lot of them. That's why we watched Chopsaki Theater. But he'd buy a bunch of them, and they were all dubbed, and man, some of those were just painful. But when you rewatch them and they're subtitled, it's much better.
Peter mentioned that movie Hero, and then you responded. I've heard some people recommend that to me, but I've never seen it. It's one of those films that like I've been meaning to get around to and just haven't.
Watch it, but realize it's not an action flick in the traditional sense. It's more of a moving story.
It's a very beautiful movie. It's littered with symbolism that you should probably look up what colors mean in Chinese lore, because then you'll get a little more out of it. Because like when they're flying all these blue banners, it'll make a little more sense, and the symbology is really deep in that movie.
Oh yeah, and it's told through multiple viewpoints, which I think makes it very good. It's like the whole point is there's this guy. I'm not going to ruin the whole film because that would be giving away too much. But there's this guy, Jet Li's character, who's presenting himself to the Emperor. And it's basically to gain an audience, which gains you favor, which makes you look like amazing and all this shit. And he gets to take steps closer based on the story he's telling of his actions and his deeds, of how he conquered a ton of the Emperor's enemies and did good for the Empire as just a lowly guy from whatever province he's from. And it tells his perspective of the battles, and partway through you realize that he might not be telling the truth, and then alternate forms of what might have happened are told, and then finally you get like what you think might be the final version of what happened, and you get to kind of make up your own mind of like at first what's true, and eventually it all gets explained to you why he's telling his stories, why he might have fibbed on some of the parts. It's like it's actually really good. I do recommend it. Go watch it when you get time. It's on Netflix.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know, I actually have like a bunch of different subbed movies, and I think two of my favorite subbed movies is Curse of the Golden Flower and House of Flying Daggers. I really enjoyed. Sorry,
I didn't like House of Flying Daggers.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's kind of like not for everyone, but there's also like the Forbidden Kingdom, Forbidden Warrior, Jet Li's Hero. Shadowless Sword.
Oh, that's a good
one. And Kagimashua, the Shadow Warrior.
My favorite dubbed movie is Batman in French. The 1989 Batman, because when you see the Joker and he's like, "Oh, je suis Batman." Oh my god, I almost wet myself.
That is so funny because my husband told me about when his dad was stationed in Italy. They were in Verona. He watched Bonanza in Italian. He didn't understand a word of it, but he was watching Bonanza in Italian because he was like in 6th, 7th grade when they were there. And I can't imagine your first exposure, to Batman with just sweet. No, wait a minute. Yeah.
Je suis Batman. Oh. I really want to get a copy of like Blazing Saddles that has translations like that, so I can listen to it in French and listen to a bunch of frogs drop the N-bomb.
Nigle.
Yeah, would it just be negro over and over and over again?
Nigle.
Yeah, but it'd still be funny.
Yeah.
I'll still giggle like a giddy schoolgirl. Wave my hands at my face like I'm doing right now that you can't see.
I'd just like to see if they would translate the Cole Porter business about sing, on the railroad scene. And they start singing, I get no kick from champagne. Ooh, just that, whether they'd bother or they'd leave it alone.
Did you, speaking of Cole Porter, because goddamn, there's someone.
How do we get to Cole Porter through all of this?
Yeah,
because of Blazing Saddles, because a Cole Porter song was used in the dance in the railroad scene.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, that's how we got there.
It's just amazing that all the stuff we've been talking about leads to Cole Porter.
Yeah, Cole Porter was a reptilian. Brought it all back around.
Fucking knew it.
No, he was not. And go ahead, please, Polly.
Did you ever see Bogdanovich's film that was based entirely around the musical that was based entirely around
At Long Last Love?
With
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. I was gonna say,
Shepherd.
yeah.
And the guy that was in Magnum.
Tom Selleck?
No. The guy that played like the major domo. John Hillerman. Yeah, there were a lot of good people in that movie. Yes, I did.
I watched an interview with.
I saw it in the theater when it was first released.
Oh God!
Yeah, I did.
You're so old. Okay, so the. When did that movie come out? Like that was like what, 1981?
Yeah, 70s, I think. Actually,
70s. It's. I remember watching an interview. Is it Bogdanovich or Bogdanovich? Bogdanovich.
Peter Bogdanovich.
Yeah. Because to me, he's the therapist from The Sopranos. Like that's how I know him, right? I didn't even realize he was a director until going back and going on a big 70s kick that I did a while back, and then that's how that film came up. But I was watching an interview with him, and like, holy shit, does he have an ego about that film? How it's like the most deeply misunderstood film. It should have been an instant classic. Everybody who knows film and understands film recognizes it for the greatness that it is. And I'm like,
it came out in 75.
75. And I'm like, damn, dude, like I have rarely heard somebody talk up their own work like that guy did that film. And I'm like, man, you're not talking about a film I haven't seen. Like, I'm not saying it was crap, but calm the fuck down.
The Last Picture Show went to his head. And I think he just kind of started believing his own press. The movie is I think he must have been the producer on that though, because he's not listed in credit for director.
Oh,
I know Burt Reynolds was all in on it for some fucking nitwit reason. Probably because Reynolds had a love of the old musicals. I need to see. No, he wrote the screenplay for it.
Wrote the screenplay.
Bogdanovich did. I don't know who it was edited by.
And you know who he blames for that film? He blames great many things, but one of the reasons why it wasn't successful, it was the downward slide of the 70 auteur style of film. The director driven drama as opposed to corporate movies of the 80s and so forth. And what's his name? The guy who made Deer Hunter and then Heaven's Gate and then shit. He blamed Heaven's Gate. He said that's what completely destroyed the Artur film director thing, that no company was ever going to allow a director to have that much creative control over that much budget ever again. And it's never happened again. And it was the slide towards that. And he goes, that was a really creative film and it should have been an instant classic and everybody should have loved it. But nope. God, what was that guy's name? Guy directed Deer Hunter.
God damn it. Yeah, again, you asked me when I would know. I could tell you any second. Michael Cimino, whatever his name is. Yeah, Michael Cimino.
Cimino.
Yes.
Cimino, there you go. I always said Cimino. It always looked Italian to me.
Yeah.
Actually, he was in Heaven's Gate as well, Christopher Walken. Like I said, back when he was an actor and not doing a parody of himself.
He was good back then.
Yeah, man.
Is that before or after he covered up the murder of Natalie Wood?
Before.
Do you know that Bogdanovich intended to be in the movie?
Really?
Yes, and he decided not to, replaced himself with Elliot Gould. Ryan O'Neal and Elliot Gould dropped out. That's when Burt Reynolds came in, and Bogdanovich said he was talked into Burt Reynolds. Which is, it sounds like a giant excuse. It is not a bad telling of a musical. It's just ham-handedly directed, ham-handedly produced, and 30 years too late.
And
a Cole Porter musical in the 1970s at the end of the Vietnam War was not going to sell.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. They'd done The Great Gatsby already. So we'd seen the lovely period costumes. We'd seen all the pretty that went into that. And this came out as, let's keep that vibe going. Like there's something about the 20s and 30s that we want to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I love the music that's from it, the movie is kind of,
it's funny you mentioned Elliot Gould. See, before I went on my 70s kick and discovered Robert Altman and Elliot Gould, like Elliot Gould is the fat guy who plays a Jewish stereotype because that's all I had ever seen him do.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, and then all of a sudden I saw like Original MASH, for example. And I'm and I didn't know that was Elliot Gould until the credits rolled. You know what I mean? Because you don't.
Because you'd seen him in what? God, can't remember the name of the movie. Mm-hmm. The one where he's the new husband or boyfriend of the racist Ed Norton screaming at him.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, American History X.
American History X.
Yeah.
See, this says not welcome.
A pot-bellied Jewish stereotype. And I wasn't even thinking of American History X. It's like he's typecast as that guy, and it's like he was actually a thin, handsome, good actor back in the 70s, and then all of a sudden became like a bit part player. It's weird.
Well, yeah, because his type wore out. It's kind of interesting because Donald Sutherland fared a bit better.
Yeah.
I think probably because he's Canadian. May have been classically schooled, where Gould may have been like the New York stage dude.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know who fared the best of all, in my opinion, from the 70s era?
Mm-hmm.
Gene Hackman.
Yes. Yeah. No, but he was new school. I mean, he was a youngster when the Lee J. Cobbs, Carl Maldens, George C. Scotts, that crowd were coming out of that. And if he wasn't, I'd be surprised because he has that inhabit the character
and
style of acting, but you still don't catch him acting.
Effortless.
Yeah.
He is one of the most naturalistic guys I've ever
like Spencer Tracy was. You didn't catch Spence acting.
He plays Little Bill in The Unforgiven or Unforgiven, and you completely believe that he is who he says he is, this ruthless fucking sheriff. You know what I mean? But then he plays Lex Luthor, and you completely believe he is Lex Luthor, this kind of corny super criminal who's obsessed with his own genius. He's just so natural to fit into any fucking pair
George
of
C.
shoes.
George C. Scott was very good at inhabiting characters. Marlon Brando, not so much. See, of all that ilk, I despise Brando.
He had way too much ego for his own good.
I'm also not a huge fan of Dustin Hoffman because every time Dustin Hoffman acts, he's puking his acting all over the screen.
Yeah.
Look at me act. God damn it. Pay attention. And it's like, you douche canoe.
James Cawley mentions Elliot Gould in the Oceans films. Yeah, but he's playing the same guy. Don't get me wrong, James Cawley, I loved him in the Oceans films, but it's just he's playing that guy that he plays. You know what I mean? It's like you hire Elliot Gould to play that in the same way you hire Will Smith to play Will Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know exactly what you're going to get, so you pay him the money to get precisely that.
He's a plug and play, but Elliot Gould had more in him.
I think so. Like, but I didn't know it until I saw some like Altman films and stuff, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
well, the problem is he was supplanted by people like Alan Alda. Ugh.
Yeah, you had to gag a little, huh?
No, I've seen him do a couple of roles that didn't make me want to climb into the screen and choke him to death, because I didn't feel like I was looking at a character. I felt like I was looking at an asshole interpreting a character to his benefit. I think Alda has been remarkably overrated.
Oh yeah, Alan Alda absolutely has. You know who I worry about, like being too much of a prick for his own fucking good. When we talk about American History X, because people are like, that's a great film, American History X, and so on. Yeah, like in chat, people say it, and it really is Edward Norton. Like that guy's got acting chops like few people, and he's got charisma to spare.
He's huffing his own farts,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's his reputation, and people know that of him, and it's sad. It's like, dude, don't go down that path, man. Like.
He looked original because he isn't traditionally pretty.
Yeah.
He isn't Brad Pitt, chipmunk cheeks, why everybody thought that was delightful to look at. Or Matt Damon or Ben Affleck. Oh my God, these one-dimensional boredoms. It's why when people are like, have you seen this? I'm like, nope. Have you seen that? Nope. Have you seen this? Nope. And I don't go to see movies anymore because the actors suck. They fucking suck. They're pretty. They recite lines. And then they cash their check. And I get no genuine emotion out of them. I get feigned emotion.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hold through the movie. It just...
Keenan just mentioned Rounders. What an underrated film that is. You got Edward Norton playing Worm is his character's name, and he just inhabits this slimy scumbag that is just going to fuck up everything for the protagonist. And you're just like, get that guy away from you. Get that guy away from you. He just fills that role so fucking well. And then
why do you think people like Gary Oldman are so treasured?
Yeah.
Because they can fucking act. I mean,
it's like Jack is always complaining about interchangeable actors, and I agree. It's like, when you see a certain actor fill a role, and it's like, holy shit, just became that person. Yeah,
plug and play. You could, and oh my God, the women are worse than the men.
Women.
But if you go back to 30s, 40s, 50s, early 60s cinema, and you look at the actresses that were out there, and you look at them now, it's like tits, ass, lips, cheekbones, makeup.
I like the first two.
I know you do, But
Can
that
we
doesn't
please
make
call
an
them
actor.
Actress X?
No, never.
Just, sorry.
And-
Are you saying that it's that way now, or was that way then?
I'm saying it's now.
Okay.
Look, Meryl Streep's a tedious cunt when she blathers off strip. She can act. Glenn Close could act. But there have been fewer and fewer and fewer of. They've all been cookie cutter, pretty, plug and play clones. You don't see a Barbara Stanwyck.
You
don't. You don't see a Merle Oberon. You don't see even a Vivian Lee, who is not that great.
How about you don't see an Ingrid Bergman?
No, you'll never see that again.
Like, I mean,
Never
Casablanca, I'm not shy about, is my favorite film of all time.
Hell, Grace Kelly,
it's
for
just like
all the
what she does with just her eyes misting up to show emotion, like just the details, right? Like,
I mean, Casablanca is one of the greatest films ever made. It's incredibly painful to watch the movie. I mean, if you actually watch it without a cynical eye, it is a painful story to watch.
But it's Bergman and Bogart both showing pain, but not saying it. They're showing it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's ultimate sacrifice for the betterment of everyone.
Oh, hey, spoiler alert.
Well, everybody knows what Casablanca's about.
No.
Well, if you don't, then it's too late for you.
I just compare it to somebody like, Jennifer Lawrence is one of my favorite targets as an interchangeable actor.
I was going to say, if you said one of your favorite actresses, I was going to kick you right now.
No, it's just because it's like you look at her in X-Men and it's like, okay, I get it. X-Men isn't supposed to be a big, deep drama, but you know what? Neither was Casablanca. It was a film that they shot it out in 3 weeks. They were done. They moved the fuck on. There were assembly lines at that time. You still saw Bogart and Ingrid Bergman show up and bring their A game every fucking time.
And Paul Heinried and every other individual in that film.
Sidney Greenstreet. How
yes.
did you not love that man?
I mean, shoot up the scenery, and he didn't take over the movie. They didn't say, let's make him this. I mean, The Maltese Falcon is not as great as Casablanca, but it's a pretty well shot film. Everybody remembers Body Heat. They don't remember the movie it's based on.
So Peter just said, I haven't seen Casablanca and I don't really want to either, to be honest. That's fine. Don't. It's more, I think that Prospero and I and Jack, and we're making just examples of, okay, here's somebody that can really act as opposed to Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not saying she's not beautiful. She's a very pretty girl. It's not the point. The point is she's wooden as fuck, does not show emotion on her face. She's stiff as hell. She's there simply because she's pretty. So any other waitress in Los Angeles could replace her.
Yep. Ingrid Bergman just could work a camera. She could, she had the it factor. But Barbara Stanwyck in Double Indemnity, I'm not going to knock.
Oh man, I haven't seen that in forever.
I'm not going to knock Kathleen Turner. I'll knock William Hurt until the cows come home because please.
Yeah. You're starting to get into noir territory. This is where my soul rests.
Oh god, I can just hear his smoking robe starting to lift a little higher.
But Double Indemnity is a great film.
Yeah.
What was that, Darky?
This is why I have a collection of old movies going way back to Charlie Chaplin. Like, I have a massive Charlie Chaplin collection and a massive old movie collection because nobody can act these days and all the movies are the same or they're all remakes. I could have made it one day, I swear. But nobody's life goes as they've planned. I have awards, I was in the World Shakespeare Festival. I did musical theater, but life takes a turn.
Peter's like, yeah, I can't argue with that, but I'd still fuck her though. And it's like, yeah, so would I. But it's a question of like, okay, this woman is hot. Am I going to trust her to do my taxes? Am I going to trust her to cook food? I don't know that she can do it. You know what I mean? Just because she's pretty doesn't translate to a skill set at a given job.
Yeah, but
in Hollywood,
Casablanca, you would trust her with your life. which is what happens.
Evil one,
Everything
but
hinges on her capability to keep it moving. Rick plays his part, but a lot of it is Ilsa. She's chosen her course. She's come to him for help. He provides the help out of nostalgia and cynicism, and then turns from the cynical to the invested in one film. I mean, it's amazing. You have this cynical fucking guy running this club, and by the end of it, he and the supposed enemy gendarme are going to go join the French Foreign Legion together.
Exactly.
I mean, it's an amazing. It's like in an hour and a half, you go from "fuck you, fuck all of you, I hate all of you, I hope everybody dies," to "I have a cause to fight for."
And it's
a redemption story.
It absolutely is. And it's lost love. And that line that sums it up of all the gin joints and all the oil, why'd you have to walk into this one? Yeah. It's that scene of him sitting there drinking by himself.
Yep.
When Sam comes in to try and like, come on, let's go fishing. Let's get out of here. We'll stay out all night. We'll get drunk. And he's like, get out of here. No, that there isn't a man alive who hasn't had his heart broken that doesn't understand exactly what Bogart's doing right there in that scene.
Yeah.
You know, it's
a beautiful film. I mean, it's just absolutely brilliantly constructed, and it's not overlong, and it's not there's not a lot of belaboring of any point. You don't have face shot. There is a little bit of that in the flashback to Paris that's a little overwrought, but that's like the only weakness in the movie to me.
Yeah, and there's even a sex scene, full air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm going to kiss you. And they kiss, and then it hard cuts to Bogart fully in a tuxedo, smoking out the window.
Mm-hmm.
They had sex. Mm-hmm. Didn't you realize? Because, heavy censorship at the time, right? But that's exactly what happened.
Yes, but it makes it more intensely romantic than if they had, we would have heard grunt, 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 splutch.
Yeah, no one wants to see that. That's
well, it's like From Here to Eternity, the cut from Burt Lancaster and what's her face, on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back to the story.
It's funny. Every time Dorothy comes up, people talk about Lancaster, and all I can think about is Chairman of the Board Sinatra. It's like, he's got the small part, but it's...
Oh, my God, though. If you want to see somebody play evil, that is... I have told people, if you do not believe that Frank Sinatra didn't have some acting chops, cue up From Here to Eternity.
Yeah. You see it. And even in smaller films that he did, like that are more forgotten, like Suddenly, where he plays the wannabe presidential assassin, or the one where he's playing the guy coming off of drugs. Man
with the Golden Arm.
Is that what it's called? When he was the heavy withdrawal scenes in the movie?
Yeah, I thought that's what it was called.
The Man with the Golden Arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Frank Sinatra, he had, definitely had acting chops. And it's, any thoughts on Apocalypse Now, Peter asks? I could talk about that film for the next 3 hours and bore the shit out of everyone in chat.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Nor do I ever intend to.
Martin Sheen in his fucking acting prime before he became a liberal douchebag. It was first on-screen presence of Lawrence Fishburne at like 15 years old, and he's got a pretty big part in the movie.
And Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall's a great actor. He's the only thing that made The Godfather tolerable to me.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tom Hagen is the only thing that did it for you?
Yeah, because I think The Godfather's a piece of shit.
Oh, okay. Now we've just...
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Shots fired.
No, Brando ruined the movie.
Oh, come on! Like I
all these
Pacino in it, like not
Pacino's fine, Khan's fine, but Brando's overacting. God, Jesus Christ!
All these old movies are fucking fantastic, but there are some movies I'm very nostalgic about. Like, for example, Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, absolutely. That was one of Rick Moll's greatest movies.
Yes, I love Drop Dead Fred. And, you know, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I enjoyed Roadhouse. Okay. And one
The original
movie I
Roadhouse?
could not. The one with Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, fucking great film. What are you talking about? That's a great
loved
film.
it. Well, a lot of people don't like it. I don't know why. I love that film, but one film I couldn't fucking. One film I couldn't fucking stand because my mother made me sit down and watch it with her more than once was Endless Love.
Oh, that's a terrible movie.
Oh, it is.
Fucking hated that movie.
If you want to see something that's worse, watch Love Story.
No. Oh no!
That is
my mom made me watch. My mom made me watch that Endless Love, and it was fucking the shit my mom made me see. My mom, when I was 13, took me to the fucking the menopause musical.
You mean the vagina monologues?
I don't know. It was this musical all about fucking menopause.
Oh, really?
That's all. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But the shit my mother was into. But like, there's a lot of nostalgic films from the 80s and 90s that were fucking great.
I love hearing somebody say nostalgic films from 80s and 90s. that cheers me up.
You know, one thing
was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
One thing about Brando, and I never get any agreement on this, but I don't care. Island of Dr. Moreau was a fine film. I liked it. I don't care what anyone says.
I didn't mind it.
On the Waterfront's not horrible.
Speaking of fucking nostalgic, don't get me fucking started on Tom Baker. He was the best Doctor Who because he was Doctor Who when I was a kid and he has an awesome staff. Well, you know what? He wasn't the best Doctor, okay?
All right, kicker, Dax.
I quite enjoyed Peter Davidson. Okay, I got his fucking signature, but there were some really good actors in the new Doctor Who as well. And there were some even better actors from real classic Doctor Who from back when it fucking started. How is, like, overall Tom Baker? Like, what makes him the best Doctor? Because he has a cool scarf and he was, like, the Doctor when everyone was a kid. Like, I don't understand. There are lots of really good doctors.
Lies.
But anyway.
Tom Baker, best Doctor.
Which one was he?
How come everybody said, like, it's just like
I never watched Doctor Who. Ducks out right now.
It's a fad at this point. Oh, Tom Baker's the best Doctor because everybody says Tom Baker is the best Doctor. And I went back and watched Tom Baker and he was great. But I didn't go back and watch Doctor Who from the very start from 1964. Like, maybe I did that, you know, because I appreciate all of classic Doctor Who. But no, Tom Baker's the best because everyone says so. And I went back and watched that one and he was really good.
Somebody's angry today. Wow.
I'm pissed off of what they did to Doctor Who, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's stupid now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's not only stupid. They put a woman as the Doctor for horrible reasons. I wouldn't have minded a woman Doctor because they changed the Master into a woman and she did a fucking bang-up job. The thing is, they turned the Doctor into a woman for SJW reasons. Then they talked about making the Doctor fucking bisexual. The Doctor does not have a sexual preference. The Doctor is a fucking alien from Gallifrey. Okay, he goes for anything and anyone. Fuck, his companion was a fucking robot dog at one point. Okay, she doesn't need labels, and now they're talking about making the Doctor transgender. They fucking ruined it.
Dorky's
Sorry,
really upset about Doctor Who.
Oh, I have so much Doctor Who merchandise covering all of my house. I have no more room for it. And now it's like all a waste of money because, like, yeah, I love all of Doctor Who except for this fucking new one. I mean,
hey, Jack.
The last, yeah.
Zelthor and I have this theory about your tastes, your musical tastes, and I want to know if we're right. Because we had a hard time guessing. We're like, what kind of music does Jack listen to? we rested on polkas. Are you a polka fan?
No. I like how that was the compromise.
No, seriously, that's what we. It was like, yep,
Metal
beer,
and rock, I'm guessing.
beer belly polka. You know, every iteration, every version thereof. We were betting you had a whole vinyl collection.
No, I'm afraid not. That would be my dad, probably.
That's beer barrel, not beer belly polka.
No, I assure you it's the same thing.
I know,
You
but
listen to
Holly
fucking
said
classic
beer
metal, don't
belly
you?
polka, and I'm like, the song is
Is it really beer barrel polka?
You're talking about that one? It's called the beer barrel polka.
Oh, whatever.
Oh god, whatever, Mr. Exactitude doctoral student.
You're the one who keeps bringing that up. I don't
Okay.
mention it till you do.
For the
Shit.
record, nobody cares about polka.
Hey. I spent a lot of time around classical music in
So what do you
college.
listen to? Are you a Kesha fan? Is that your thing?
No. I listen to a lot of different music. Listen to a lot of pop stuff from the 80s. I used to listen to a lot of heavy metal.
Uh-huh.
Grew up with a lot of heavy metal. And
I fucking nailed it.
yeah, you totally did. But you're a little about 20 years behind because I don't rock out quite as much because I'm old now and I'm not angry anymore. But yeah, I listen to a lot of pop music and some classical and even occasionally opera and K-pop, J-pop.
Oh yeah, right. K-pop and J-pop. I thought maybe it was just for the cute girls.
Well, there's a bonus to listening to it. I'm not
Right.
saying that, but no, I listen to a lot of girl K-pop bands and J-pop bands. The guy bands are just garbage.
Yeah, I'm sure because they don't have titties. What kind
Obviously,
of what kind of opera? Out of curiosity.
varies. Listen to a lot of when I'm trying to do like cleaning and stuff. I'll listen to a lot of Italian opera and just
yeah,
play and go.
I didn't
love
think you were
opera.
going to be like a Wagner. You were going to be more Puccini and Verdi.
Yeah, I mean I like Wagner, but and like the Magic Flute was good. I like that one. But it really just I just have it on for background music. I'm not singing along or anything. So
Well, as long as you're not one of those people that listen to all of the classical music through Andre. Bleh.
no, I mean
Okay, I'm going to mute myself again.
I love
Uh,
Andre Rieu. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy Andre Rieu. It's just the people that only listen to classical music when it's Andre Rieu.
No,
You know what I
did.
mean?
Andre Rieu is too pat for me.
I,
I'm more of a George Sell or I mean there are plenty of other conductors.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
to answer a question in chat, I do own Baby Metal. So
I love Baby Metal.
I
I
was
wanted to see him in
gonna
concert
ask
when they came around.
yeah, the one girl quit, so there's only two of them now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why'd she quit? She get up and get married?
I think she just got enough money, and she's like, "Fuck you, people, I'm out." So
Oh, James Colley lied again. Another two. After that exchange, Jack gets my vote as one of the McKenzie brothers. I'm leaning more towards this Bob.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a Bob McKenzie. Although I'd like to think I'm a Doug, but no, I listen to a lot of different music. So yeah,
Huh. Okay.
I have a very diverse palette. When you hear me play a random playlist, it is very random. You will have the whole spectrum.
And with that, I am getting very tired. We are 10 minutes out from 6 my time, so I guess we can take some questions and then we'll chill and then we'll get the hell out of here. What do you think?
Cool.
All right, so you ask us anything you want, except for making dorky doodaddy things. You got a sub for that. Ugh, other than that, I find myself liking all sorts of music too. I never try to pick a favorite too often because my music just changes like from month to month.
Yeah, I get in moods where I want to listen to a specific type.
Like today was a System of a Down day, whereas
Same.
like last week was Pink actually.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just I have to let it stay
I'm
open.
similar. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you. We tend to think the same.
I
Yeah, I
tell
didn't know.
everybody I'm awesome. They don't listen.
because we know better. Yeah, that bums me out that one of the baby metal chicks left.
Yeah, you should check out Lady Baby.
The hell is Lady Baby?
It's you have to see it. I'll send you some links.
Yeah.
I'll do that right now.
King Bob, once again, congratulations on your birthday tomorrow.
Okay.
What is Karakin Palace?
No idea.
Oh, they asked you.
No idea.
What's our thought on Xanadu? Well, then.
An interesting artifact of the time?
Ugh. What a fucking horrible fucking time for Australia. Like Australian actors, they get into good
didn't
shit.
like her?
They get to Hollywood. Look, any Aussie actors that get to Hollywood, excluding a couple, end up going into like a decent movie, and then they go the completely wrong path and get into shit. So like, maybe stick to Australian films if you're not gonna keep on the fucking harder track.
God.
Yeah, like Romper Stomper and Mad Max.
Yeah.
And Yahoo Serious.
Of course.
Oh, Caravan Palace, he meant.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Aussies will know.
I posted
Good.
I posted a link in our chat and their chats for Lady Baby, so you can get a little taste of that.
What's with the dude?
Oh, it's Lady Baby. He's part of the band.
Why would you do this to me?
Because it's surprisingly catchy after you watch it. You got the sweet little Asian girl and the heavy metal dude. It's everything I want from music.
Oh. Okay. Jack, you're something.
It's everything that's wrong with Jack.
Oh, the fucking band. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Will. I actually like them. I love that song. I had to think about that for a second.
I'll have to look that one up. I don't know that one.
You'll know it. Trust me. In fact, if you just look up Lone Digger, you'll find out.
All right, I have outdone myself. I am proud of what I finished up here.
What'd you do? Oh, your dissertation is done?
No.
He finished it in one day. Draft one, handed in.
I still remember the look on my supervisor's face when I emailed him the third draft of my master's thesis, and he wrote back to me and he's like, it's still over 200 pages. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I told you to pare it down. And I was like, I did. It was at like 230. So yeah, my dissertation is going to be well over 4, maybe 5. That's not including the endless bibliography that they all include, you know.
Okay. Bob wants something to do for the next few hours. Watch some good anime.
Go down to J-Pop Rabbit Hole and follow the link I put in for a Lady Baby.
It's not terrible.
Well,
You'll end up with some good stuff.
If you want to see some good animes that are coming out right now, or like the top-rated animes or the most watched animes, I suggest you go to 9anime.to or 9anime.ru. Okay, those are the only 2 acceptable links for that website. Excuse me. So that's the one I use to keep track of all the animes that I have watched. Go there and check it out.
I am putting a link to a Trauma movie in chat.
God. Trauma's so good.
It's for Nymphoid Barbarian and Dinosaur Hell. It's on Trauma's official YouTube channel.
Yay.
Just go down that rabbit hole and see what happens.
And don't hit dislike just like the rest of these plebs. Understand when you're walking in, it's a Trauma movie, please.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Am I a BibTeX user or am I using Word? Hey, man, it's, you know, everything is footnote. Control-Alt-F. I type it out myself. Chicago 16th. It's the only edition for me.
Nerd.
Shut up.
No.
Okay, so here, guys, check this out. Look at this. I'm going to show off what I've been up to for the past while we've been talking.
It's just a stick figure with boobs, isn't it?
I love you, Jack. Oh my god.
Hey, it's got googly eyes. It really sells it.
You stole them from that statue. That.
Okay, so here's the original picture. All right. For screen shares. Okay, so here's the original picture that I really dug.
Yeah.
Because I was going to black and white it out and put her in a noir background. So I had to cut the lady out of it and by herself and put her in a different background. The problem is, if you can see over here, her foot is cut off because it's simply not there. So when putting her in another background, like so.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Very well done.
notice how she has a foot. So I had to go onto image search sites and find a leg that was like a bare woman's leg and then match the colors, which they didn't match, and then adjust the hue and the saturation, smooth them out, and add in the same shadow effects so it looks like it's all one leg.
That's just an ad for nylons, isn't it?
No, that's very well done, Polly. Congratulations. Because I saw the other last night or last, and it just that's extraordinarily well done.
So what we're saying is he has some nice footwork.
And I don't know if you can appreciate the detail, but the picture outside the window is of Paris, and I cut the top of the Eiffel Tower off because fuck France. That's why.
No, Polly, I got a job for you. The other half of that picture with the guy looking weird at her, right? Looking all sexily at her.
Yeah.
Photoshop out his gun, put in a copy of the Constitution, and have him staring at Ocasio-Cortez.
See, you've got all these great ideas for memes. You got to get fresh with Photoshop, Jack.
I'm really bad at it. I refuse to get any better. I don't have time.
Yeah, but you could be the meme lord of meme lords behind Trump if you could just do that yourself.
No, because I have great ideas that sound good to me in my mind, but when I try and do them, I was like, nobody's gonna find this funny but me.
And you know what kills me is it's Inquisitor, who does comic book curation with Jack and I. He went to school for animation. He's actually schooled in it and very talented at it. And he's got this line where, as an animator, what you end up doing is working on every conceivable detail. And if you do your job right, everything will be just fine. If you do your job wrong, every cocksucker is going to point out, oh, look at that, it doesn't look right. So, it's sort of a thankless job in that way. You have to, for 4 seconds of film, you have to, painfully do every little detail just so it's fine. And what's interesting is like all that work put into that picture, and I'm putting this together for an advertisement for comic book curation that Weibo Jones asked me for, and we're going to use it for other things too. That lady is going to appear on the screen for maybe 2.5, 3 seconds. Ouch. That was a lot of work just so she looked like she wasn't missing half her foot.
And for every artist, there are 4,000 critics. There is something valid to saying, well, then do better. You think you can do better? Show me. Because most of the people who are like, nah, couldn't do any of it. Which is why women don't belong in the comics industry.
Amen. And on that note, I think we're gonna get to the shill part. So let's start. Let's do a monkey style. I see Jack on my right. So Jack, go for it.
I've been throwing my channel link in there for a while now. So otherwise, you can find me on Polydub's channel every Wednesday, and I try and do daily streams on my channel. I'll throw my link back.
Streams or videos?
Or videos, whatever. Same difference.
Then we got Dorky. What do you got for us?
I have nothing to contribute. Yay.
That's not true.
Well, there could be a chance that I might do another one of these tomorrow. You're automatically invited, Dorky. In fact, I'd love to have you and Peter on at the same time, so that'd be fun if you both can show up, because it should be around the same time. Unless Monkey does it, so.
Replay of the Emu Wars.
Oh, I'd be so good. We'll see the we'll see the Bogan fighting the Regs. It'll be so good. All right, and then I got Polly's next.
Well, as I just said, Jack and I do comic book curation with Inquisitor every Wednesday live stream where we talk about everything nerdy in and around comic books and everything related to them. So the films and the graphic novels, and then we trail off into other things. So yeah, we try and stay on topic, but it never works. In any case, there is the link. By all means, come by, check it out. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe.
And while you're watching and listening to them, just imagine him in a smoking robe.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Poking out with Billy Zane.
That's right. All right, Prospero.
I am a contributor to Minions of the Zoo. It's on every evening at 11:30, roughly, Monday through Monday. Friday is our game stream that's hosted by Platty, and it's hilarious. So you ought to tune in if you like to watch people gaming and calling each other horrible names. Otherwise, we have the same channel. We just have rotating hosts, and I actually put the channel in about 10 minutes ago because I thought we were wrapping up sooner. And don't make me mute this stream and go back and try to copy paste because I'm old.
Scroll up, people. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
All right. As for myself, if Monkey does not show up tomorrow, I'm not sure what his little schedule change is all about yet because he's got to get back to me. But if he doesn't, I'm going to do this again probably around the same time, so around 2 a.m. Central, so 3 a.m. Eastern. Beyond that, I know for a fact that there you are. Wait, what day is it today? Today is
Friday.
Is there Redneck Radio today?
No, they were yesterday.
That would be yesterday. Right. Well, he does archive the stream, so I'd say recommend checking out Bloodwing's channel. I don't have the link offhand, but you all know who Bloodwing is. Every one of us here knows who that is. So give it a watch. Give him the views. He needs it. Beyond that, I've got nothing else for myself, and if nobody else has got anything else, I think we're going to call it.
Cool.
All right. Well, take care, everybody. I'm glad you all came. James, you were on point today, my friend. MVP all the way. And yeah, we will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Say goodbye, Dorky. Find them.